It worked. We're live. We're rocking. Can everybody see us? Who's here? Say stuff if you're here. Is this frozen? No, don't do that. That was weird. All right, now you should be able to hear me. Christina, can you hear me? How about now?
Oh, there you are.
All right, cool. There we go. Something reset in the Video Ninja, but now we're good. And
Okay.
there's people here. They can see us. We're rocking. We're rolling. The number is on. We have screener. We have a call screener. W to Mia in the chat, and yeah, we have a different format. So I'm getting my bearings because like we're in portrait instead of landscape, and so I'm trying to figure out like where everything is. But welcome everybody. We're on the End of a Species Render an Argument show. We want callers to call in. We are joined today with my friend, actually no, Tiff's friend. I don't got no friends. Every time I get a friend, it's actually Tiff's friend.
Listen.
Like for real, I this morning I called Christina I called you to get the show rocking, and before I know it, you're just having a conversation with Tiff, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, let me just hand my phone to Tiff. Well, I guess we good.
I can't help that y'all didn't mass produce a Tiff. I can't help that. Now you got to share. So,
but yeah, Christina Carroll is here. This topic is Christina's topic. So I'm happy that that you came up with it, that we're rocking with it, that we're gonna see if anybody has a disagreement with it. Yeah. So the number 240-896 EoaS stands for, I haven't really said this. It should be like obvious, but that stands for End of a Species. Right? EoaS.
Yeah, that should be obvious.
But it's 3627. 240-896-3627 if you disagree that my morals, Christina's morals, your morals are better than the God of the Bible. I'll actually extend to say, like, if anybody wants to discuss this, like, my morals are better than pretty much any God's morals. But yeah.
Now, when I say your, like, their morals too, some of them, because I've had conversations with individuals that are just like, nah, it's all good. I'm just like, ching, 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 ching.
Yeah, but nah, this is with some exceptions, with very few exceptions. I think with a lot of the people that say stuff in like online spaces, right?
You think it doesn't carry over?
If they're not out here like doing, you know, the killing babies thing. Like you ask about, hey, you cool with the kid? Yeah. Let me see you do that then.
Right. Bust a move.
Go ahead. Go do that then. They're not doing that, right?
No, not in real life.
So
going out bad for Jesus is crazy.
In a lot of these cases, it's rhetorical points for the purpose of like doing. I was just having a conversation about this when we're looking at TikTok debates, YouTube debates. I think some people think that there's that there are these standings, that there's actually like a league where people are counting your wins and you're part of like the AL East and you're 2 games back and you're not going to make the playoffs if you do this concession that's super honest, you're not gonna make the playoffs this year. So
Mm-hmm.
you better either do that or give up a few wins so you get a better draft pick next year. That's not when we're having these conversations, we should be seeking truth,
Right.
right? Like if
Mm-hmm.
I say something on here and I just said it to be like disingenuous, the audience should be able to follow right behind me, look up what I said, and be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, Jeff got this cheap win, but he was lying.
Right.
There was a lie being told there, and that's not cool." But a lot of people on these sites, they want that cheap win, and then they don't expect anybody to double check. They don't expect
Right.
anybody to say, "Hey, like," and you know, let's be honest, a lot of y'all don't be checking, but yeah,
That's how we arrived here because y'all don't check.
I will. I will say, um, I will say that if you are in the chat trying to say some goofy stuff, I'm not really paying attention. Uh, I
Oh
I
no.
don't I don't actually. I what I want you to do is to call in. The chat is actually over my face, right? So like you
It's
could
very
see me
small for me.
moving behind the chat, but I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not looking at you and looking at what you're chatting. Call in if you want to talk about the topic. If you think that your God's morals are better than my morals or Christina's morals, give us a shout. Call in. If you're out here watching us and um you think you know somebody who could call, first and foremost, like Solid said, hit the like. Make sure you're hitting that like. Because we're vertical, we should be in some feed where we'll have random people coming in uh while we're streaming today. But encourage any of your more entrenched, indoctrinated friends to call us and have a convo. Um, one thing I'll say about you, Christina, is that you're not like a debate bro.
No.
You're not like you're one of the people that I know like actually wants to have a legit convo about whatever the topic is. So if you're like intimidated by like the debate stuff, this is the best time, um,
Yeah.
the best time to call. Christina's nice, not like me.
Some Listen, I'm kind. I will not say that I'm nice. I'm kind because
Um,
you find somebody safe to play with. Okay.
while we're waiting for our first caller, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience? Tell them where they could find your stuff, your who's a what's it.
I'm Christina Carroll. For those that don't know me, I started deconstructing publicly on TikTok a couple years ago. Just started asking questions, and they honestly started off as just conversations, like in the room, just a few people, and then more people came, and they brought more people, and then it turned into this big thing. But no, it was so dope. I love having conversations with believers and non-believers of different like gods and stuff. Um, I'm in deconstructing. I get to be curious in a way that I wasn't allowed to be when growing up as a Christian. Just you shall have no other god. I mean, you're not learning about other cultures. You're not. I'm like, it was just very restrictive. So now I'm just, I have an ignited curiosity for these things while trying to deconstruct what Christianity has in fact done to uh, the frontal cortex. Learning how to critically think is a muscle that I think as adults we sometimes shy away from admitting that we need to work on growing, especially when you've been indoctrinated. It changes the way that you look at the world around you in every aspect, and I think it's the responsibility of everyone, whether you deconstruct to reconstruct your faith in God or you deconstruct to move away from the faith altogether. You should know why you believe what you believe. And how it affects other people should matter to you. That's another thing I wanted to do.
That's the big one. That's the big one. Not just why you believe what you believe, because the most people don't know why they believe what they believe
Mm-hmm.
outside of
Mm-hmm.
Solid. I just tested it. The number seems to be working. Um, but uh, but yeah, like most people don't know that. But even if it was that was me, Mia. You're good. Um, but even in the case that you do know, like sometimes you may have a belief that even when true just affects people negatively, and you should probably not also not follow through with that.
Right.
It's not the best thing in the world. Um,
Yeah.
so we're waiting for someone to get screened. Um, that's going to be our first call of the day. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to triple check all the audio stuff. I like having my audio be perfect. Oh, yeah. Um, and then we'll go ahead and start that call up. In the meantime, um, can you give like a quick intro, because the whoever's getting screened is probably gonna be able to hear us in a second, but can you give a quick intro into what you mean by morals being better?
Okay, so we know that morality is subjective. Christians will argue that their morality comes from an objective morality that is attached to the God of the Bible. There are things within this text that people honestly just would not agree with. And if they say that their standard of morality comes from the God that would allow, cause, regulate things like, can I just say stuff on here? Okay, like when the God is, causing women to be raped as punishment for someone, hard stop. Like, what?
Yeah,
How do you justify that? How do
immediately
you make
no.
that okay? This is what y'all want to argue with me about? Like, is this what we're doing? But when you put it in terms and you take it out of the heavens, I like to say, and you give human parallels, you would not agree with that. You would not do that. You would not. I mean, some of y'all, not so quiet, not so kept, would not take a woman that is captive back to your hut and keep her there while she mourns her mother. You shave her head, pare her nails, so she doesn't gouge your eyes out. Because that's what I would do,
Mm-hmm.
as a human having an experience. That's not why they cut her nails. Why else would they cut her nails? And they made sure to tell them to do it. Like, sorry, I was on a tangent.
No, you're right. Like it should be an immediately hard stop. By the way, the person getting screened was solid. And then he ran. And then he said in the chat, I won the debate. Look at Solid calling in, and before I brought him on the line, he ran, and then he said, I won the debate. I guess he did win the debate, because that's how all the weirdos do. The dweebs, they be
The
calling in and
Kadunka
running.
Chuds.
All the Kadunka Chuds be doing. He's just doing his Kadunka Chud thing. But like that's always been my thing with these conversations, is that, let's say for the does God exist conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of the reasoning that people use, they wouldn't use for anything else. Like if I was to say,
Yeah.
hey, is there's a carton of milk in your fridge, is there milk in it? They wouldn't just go presuppose like that wouldn't happen.
Right. You're making an argument from shut up.
And in the same vein, when it comes to morals, there are certain things that you should say, wait, how many wives raped? Are you, wait, what? And you should immediately be like, nah, that doesn't sound right.
No.
But
No.
in their mind, it's like, well, it's God. And
Right.
and worse, it's God, but also here we are in a situation where I don't want to look bad, so I'm going to agree with this nonsense. Right? I
Thereby
don't
making
want
yourself look bad.
Yeah, I don't want to concede, so I'm going to agree with this nonsense. It's not good times. It's not good times.
I was on the live the other day, and my son was here. My son's 15. He just turned 15. And he was like, Mom, why are you always arguing with Christians about doing bad stuff? I was like,
mhm.
question of the fucking century, son. Why? Why is the non-believer telling the believer that rape is bad? Like, what?
Yeah, it's a little nuts. I'm seeing you guys file in. While you're in, make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you are sharing this to all of your friends and your enemies. You know, you're supposed to love your enemies or something. Love them by sharing this specific live stream to them so that they could call in and have a combo. I'm seeing some of y'all say Santana raid. I love Santana raids. Santana raids are dope. But I want to see callers. I want to see somebody have a conversation with my friend Christina about
Yeah.
the morals of the Bible God. Defend him if you want to, but we're gonna have we're actually gonna have this conversation. And when you do,
Yeah.
like I just rewired this because now we're in portrait. I just like showing off that like sometimes I can actually do certain things, but like look, your name's gonna show up here with your age, and then we'll go back to the other one. Boom. But
Oh, that's fire.
240-896 EoaS 240-896-3627, and we'll get you on the show to have a conversation with us about the Bible God's morals. Maybe we're wrong, right? Like maybe we're absolutely wrong.
Maybe.
And the God has awesome morals and I just don't know that. And
Prove
you
it.
will be the one to show it to us, right? Maybe that's what it is. I'm going to give this to the Santana Raiders as y'all come in. This is for y'all. Yay, yay. W y'all. And yeah, so like I said, I'm seeing you guys file in. Everybody welcome. We are looking for people to talk to us about the topic. I know there's this thing. I'm going to call you out a little bit. There's this. So
Call who out?
my sister in not Christ. So here's the thing. You and I talk about how unhinged some of these people are
Yes.
all the time.
Yes.
And then I see you. This is less of a call out than more of a call in. But like, then I see you on these panels with these unhinged people, and I know for a fact, just from seeing the mute button, that you can't be bothered. Like there's you're there, but you're like, I'm here, but I'm not really taking this serious. So number one, I make fun of you a little bit, and I usually
Yes.
text you like, you're doing this to yourself. You know you're doing this to yourself, right? Like I don't want to hear
Yes.
nothing later. This is you doing this of your own
Got
volition.
these motherfuckers here. You're like, I told you.
But let's just focus on the last week, right? What's the craziest thing you heard?
It was the craziest thing that I heard wasn't even this week. It was last week, like the week before last. And we were talking about when the Israelites were commanded, like there's a scripture, I gotta pull it up, but it basically says when you go to war against a town and God delivers it into your hands, right? If you see among the captives that you take, right, after you've unalived the men and boys and stuff, right? If you see among the captives a beautiful woman and you want to make her your wife, you can take her back to your house, shave her head, cut her nails, and let her mourn her mother and father for 30 days, and then you can go into her and make her your wife, and you'll be her husband. I'm pretty sure I said that verbatim. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's how many times we've
It's
had this conversation.
remarkably,
Pretty
if
spot
it's not verbatim, it's pretty spot on.
pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman, the man of God that was on the panel, and this is why I had to ask. I be asking, like, are y'all trolling? Like, tell me if you're trolling. That's one thing, but if you're dead, like, I need to know what I'm dealing with. And this man said that it was in fact not rape, that they were doing it to protect these women, and that he doesn't see a problem with it.
See, that's the type of,
because he doubled down.
Okay.
When asked, of course, would you do it? What do you think is it? What do you think? What do you think he said?
I don't want to hear, like, I couldn't be presented. You know me. I switched to roasting immediately. Solid calls it reindeer games. Like, I switched to that mode when in the face of this foolishness. So I can't be in front of somebody who says, "Yeah, I would do that," because that's the same type of energy that lets you go to, like, women who are actually in need and make this transactional thing that, like, I'm gonna give you some money. You could stay with me, but you need to roll into the bed, that kind of thing. That's that same mentality. And probably when they hear their friends saying the same thing, they don't go, yeah, don't do that. They don't. They go, yeah, you helped out. You helped out.
It's a wicked world. You know what's even worse though is when I hear women defend it. That breaks something in me every time. Every fucking time. I'm like, bro. Word.
I'm gonna reiterate right now. Right. I'm gonna reiterate right now. Two things. The first one, I'm not debating the comments. So if you have a question about any goofy stuff, gotchas, all of that, call in, we'll have a conversation. But the second thing is, if you are a Phil bro, right? Oh, yeah. Not only is Christina like gonna make fun of you. She doesn't suffer the Phil bros. I find Phil bros absolutely delicious. Tamarind paste, some what is it? Shallots, a little bit of broth. Make some pad thai out of the Phil bros. So just call in, but just know if you're a Phil bro, I just hear this.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
That's what I hear when a Phil bro talks to me. So yeah.
That's hilarious, actually. Oh man.
That's all I'm saying is that's what's gonna happen. Let me look through here and see. Not quite. Somebody's telling me something about something, and I'm being super old man right now. I'm not even sure what they mean. Unless you're talking about like Twitch, because I'm not streaming on Twitch right now. 1 second. Let me.
I can't. The comments are so small.
You could pull it, like, if you lower the volume on your phone, you could pull the stream up on your phone and see the comments. You could holler back.
Oh, period.
That's what I do from time to time. Not Yahushua. Isn't that what that says? Yahushua? Yeah, that's what that says. It say Yahushua.
They they have so many variations of this man name now. I'm like, listen, whatever. He know y'all talking to him, right? Why he's still not answering?
Nah, this one roasting him. She said, they said, I would call him, but my morals are definitely better than that Bible dude and his broke ass son Yahushua.
Whatever. Right. They change his name all the time.
That's hilarious. Nah, but we got some people we've encountered whose whole username is Yahushi Shoshishi, and then they unironically be like, "That's his actual name." His mama named him Yahusha Show. I'm gonna call him Yahusha Show.
His mama calling him Yah Mahamashiach. Okay. And y'all gonna get it right today.
That's so funny. They do be calling him everything. They 100% call him everything under the sun. Look, now I'm gonna call you out by name, Drew. If I'm not gonna respond to you in the chat, and some people will, but if you want to talk to us, if you're like watching the stream, and you want to talk to us about the God's morals, just call the number. I made it super easy. We don't even have to look, us 90s people, us from the 1900s, we had to worry about nights and weekends. I wouldn't even have been able to do this show right now. I'd have had to wait,
You gotta wait till
2.5 hours.
9:01.
Yeah, to do this whole show. Y'all got it easy. Y'all could call right now. It don't cost you nothing.
Y'all
just
are just
hit the
ungrateful. That's the problem.
And look, now we got, just like on a radio, we got somebody be like, "Hey, what's up? What's your thing? ABC?" And then then you get on here and we have the convo, and it's super easy. Super easy. Yeah, I just make that call. What I'm not gonna do is have a conversation with, have a whole debate from the comments. That's silly.
Yeah, why would you do that? That's lame.
That's silly. You could call in and be a part of the show.
You're gonna get a cramp.
Be a whole part of the show. Yeah. In the meantime, everybody that has been rolling in 100%, that super solid guy is not friendly. Yeah. Do you see? Drew's scared. Drew doesn't really believe. He doesn't believe. Or I'm gonna just say they don't believe, actually. Simple. I'm gonna give you a good case just for you, just so you don't have any other reason to run. Okay. What I would expect to see so you don't need proof. Yeah. So what I would expect to see if the God was real was not something vague like Jesus in John 3 saying nobody's seen God, when we know that people have seen God. I wouldn't expect something vague like Jesus in John 3 saying, "I walk by buildings." It's crazy. Like Jesus in John 3 saying nobody's gone to heaven except for the Son of Man, when we know other people have gone straight up to heaven. Right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't expect that. Oh, there we go. So hold on one second. Let me follow my sister's directions real quick.
Do you think that Christian women know that they can't be a part of the 144?
That's a good question. That's a really good question, actually.
I just be hearing women say that. I'm like, but you're not a virgin male. So you can't go. You're not in that group. I think that's first class. You're not invited. Sorry, I'm leaning in trying to read the chat, y'all.
Nah, Sean, he should be able to redirect because I'm subscribed to the joint. Here we go. Now he should doubly be able to redirect. Doubly. But yeah, there's an argument. I'm gonna get right back to that. But I just wanted to tell Drew that there's an argument based on me not like the failure of an expectation on a hypothesis that it's more likely than not that your boy don't exist. So now you got every reason to call in. But from the 144,000, this is Revelation. I hate that book. But you're saying women got to know that they ain't part of the squad.
They're not going. They're not in that group. I'm sure they're gonna be up there doing something, some kind of work, because and the Gentiles, like Christians, are still considered Gentiles. They're not of the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The Gentiles are still going to be serving the Israelites in heaven. So you never quite get out of work and we don't want to break it to you.
You know, when Bash interpreted exactly what they gonna be doing, that first time I heard that, I almost dropped my water. Like, that shit had me dying. When he said they gonna be sucking, like, I'm like, wait, what?
The wet nursing?
Yeah, they gonna be on your teeth. I'm like, wait, what?
Like, I know people don't read about it because they be wanting to go so bad. No, thank you. Okay.
Not because I knew the verse, but I never put two and two together like that. Like, oh wait, somebody gonna be doing that. Like,
yep.
And it makes sense. That's y'all. Y'all gonna be the wet nurse cats. That's y'all. But there's so much. Look, if you go from Isaiah, Jeremiah, Revelation, Matthew, there's so many descriptions of what's gonna happen, right? And it's all weird.
Yeah.
All of it weird. Some of the stuff in the lead up is like disgusting.
Nobody wants to talk about the fact that that the believers, the elect, are supposed to be the ones that are going to be dashing babies against rocks. What are we saying? And you can't be okay with that.
And raping after you dash the like because after you dash babies against rocks, you know what's a good follow up? Of course, are you not gonna do that? That's what it is. So for me, if when you're little and you get into the religion and they're like, hey, heaven is going to be this awesome place. And then you start reading and then you start side-eyeing everybody in your life. Like, what do you think awesome means for real?
It's like, so when you say awesome, what you mean is,
like, yeah, like what do you think?
Terrifying.
What do you think it means to be awesome? Because I read some of this and I'm starting to think that we got a different idea. Yeah. Like it's like you might think awesome is something other than what I might think awesome is.
Right.
And I don't particularly like that too much. So and then and for me, like my deconstruction, if you want to know my deconstruction story, endofaspecies.com, join the Extinction Files. There's a whole blog post about it that goes into it. And when you join the Extinction Files and you read a blog post and you read the blog post, I've been on this project where I want to make it so that you can actually hear the blog posts as well. So I've been slowly adding narration myself, like reading the blog post to you. So that one just happens to be one of the ones that's complete. But yeah,
Nice.
mine started early. And because of that, I think people who deconstruct early are very tolerant of people in their lives that are religious, because there's a lot less trauma from a whole life worshiping nonsense. Right.
Yeah.
But I also pity a lot of people when they have this view and either they haven't read or they're forced to accept the stuff that they have read. And I feel like it's sad to
Yeah.
be in that space and not, like,
Yeah. Yeah,
interact.
deconstructing is really challenging. You go through that, like, that grief, that sadness, like, you get mad. It's a whole thing. I tell everybody, like, I was born again when I started deconstructing. Like, that's when, like, my eyes were opened. It wasn't the other way around. To be able to take on, like, my view of the world completely differently, and literally growing up as a babe in deconstruction, just pissed off and angry and just ready to fight, because you're like, your whole world is shattering, right?
Yeah.
To being able to, like, I mean, I'm still a certified crash out, but I can have more calm conversations for longer periods of time. Gross.
Well, we do have a couple of people currently getting screened. One who is just about ready to come up. And you know what we're gonna do? If there's a clown, we're gonna give you the very first snake rattle, which is a 5-minute peace out. But that's the first thing you gonna get. I done warned you several times.
Bye, Drew.
So there's that. That's number one. If you want to have the convo, you could come up and have the convo. But coming up to the stream, to the Render and Argument queue, is Eric, who is 41. And Eric first is wondering which God, and his morals are not better than the Bible gods. Eric, can you hear me? Eric? Let's see if there is an issue with the audio. Eric, can you hear me?
Hey.
All right, perfect. So, Eric, welcome to Render an Argument. And you are here to tell us that your morals are not better than the Bible gods. You're talking to Jeff and Christina. Go ahead and let's hear what you got.
Yeah. So my first question that I had with your assistant was, can you properly define what you mean by the Bible gods? Are you referring to the Egyptian, Hebrew, pagans? What is it?
Well, the Bible is standardly referred to as. Hold on, let me make sure that Christina can hear you. You said you can't hear him, Christina? Let me just reset this real quick. Oh, you know why? I think I know why. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring Christina back right now. No, not this one. Give me 1 second, Eric. I'm trying to make sure that you and Christina can hear each other. No. Say something, Eric, real quick. All right, try again.
Hello?
There. Can you hear him, Christina? Can you hear me? No. Yes. Now you should be able to hear me and Eric.
I
All
can
right.
hear you.
Her. Say one thing.
I
Oh,
can
I
hear,
can hear her now.
All right, perfect. You should
okay,
be
I
able
can
to
hear
hear each
Eric
other.
too.
All right. I just had to go to a
Gotcha.
different browser. Okay. So, and now the stream should be able to hear you again.
Can y'all hear me? I can't see the stream though.
Yeah, I'll bring that back in a second. So, so yeah, you said you wanted to know if we're talking about the Egyptian god or
Well, I mean, there's a myriad of mentioned gods that people worship in the Bible. Clearly, the Bible is about the one true God, and then also the false gods that God says are not even gods. So I was wondering, based on your title, what exactly you meant by that.
yeah, just the main character god, the one that's known as Yahweh, that some people might call
Okay.
Hashem or any
Sure.
of those.
Yeah. He has
names.
plenty of names.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Cool. So my argument is to discuss why I believe my morals are not better than his.
Yeah, sure.
Is that it? I'm trying to wrap my head around it because I do believe in the one true God, and I do
Sure.
believe that I'm a sinner, and I do believe that He is moral and just and righteous, and He's the owner of everything. So
Okay.
therefore, I'm either obedient or disobedient to His kingship,
Sure.
and that either makes me a sinner or somebody under His compassionate grace.
And this is the God that's described in the Bible.
This is the 100% the God that is described in the Bible that is presented to us in three forms, or in
So
the
Yahweh.
Trinitarian, if you want to call it Trinitarian.
So from Genesis to
Yahweh,
Revelation.
Jesus Christ, Genesis to Revelation, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, God the Father.
All right. You want to go first, Christina, or?
I mean, it's Eric. Eric, okay. I can
Yeah.
see the name. Good job. I see the name.
Right.
Eric, how do you feel about rape?
How do I feel about it? I believe it's morally wrong.
Yeah. Do you think that, so you don't think women should be, is there ever an instance where it is okay to rape a woman?
No.
You've already proven that your morals are better than God's, friend. In the first 30 seconds of the conversation.
You want to go to the...
Sure, absolutely. So you're aware of the
Yeah.
story of David and Bathsheba, right?
Right.
Right. So King David sees Bathsheba bathing on her roof. And I'm just briefly going over it really quickly, just in case people in the chat don't know the story. He sees Bathsheba bathing on the roof, and he has his men go get her. He gets her pregnant, and Bathsheba is married to Uriah the Hittite. And Uriah the Hittite is a soldier in King David's army. So they're out at war, battling it out to cover up the fact that he impregnated some man's wife. He had Uriah called home, and he tried to encourage him to sleep with Bathsheba so that, he would think the baby was his. But Uriah the Hittite was a nobleman, and he said, I can't enjoy the comforts of home while my men are out in the field. They out with boots on the ground, right? So David's like, Well, now I got to get rid of him because adultery is against the law of God, right? So he sends Uriah back to the war, back to his wherever he's stationed, with a letter from the king telling
No,
them to put
he actually sent him
him.
to the front line.
Be-
Yeah.
be-
Oh, sorry.
beloved,
That's right. You want
who's
to?
telling the story? Okay.
You are.
So he's
Get it, girl.
so he sends David back to Uriah back. See, you messed up my narration, sir.
It's all good.
He
It's all
sends
good.
Uriah back to the front lines with a letter, right? And where it was most heated at the front. So he knew Uriah wasn't going to make it back. So now he's guilty of schmurder, right? Oh wait, this isn't
Yep.
God. Murder. Okay, you murdered that
Yep.
man.
Murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he so then the man of God, Nathan, comes to David and he's telling him a parable of a rich man who had many oxen, animals, and stuff like that, and a poor man who had this one little ewe. And then the rich man wanted to have a
Yep.
feast, so he took the poor man's ewe and did whatever with it. And David got hot. He was like, "Bring him to me right now, off with his head." He didn't say that last part, but you get where I'm going. So Nathan's like, "David, you're that man. You did that when you slept with Uriah's wife and you had that man murdered." So this is what God said. God said, "I'm going to put your sins away from you." Right? Because what is the wage of sin according to God?
The wages of sin is death.
Right. So God says, "I'm going to put your sins away from you, but the sword is not going to depart from your house." He's a king, a kingdom. They're always at war anyway, not a punishment. And I'm going to unalive that baby, right? And then I'm going to take your wives that he had already given to him from King Saul. I'm going to take your wives and give them to your neighbor, right? And what you did in secret, which was sleeping with Bathsheba, right? I'm going to have your neighbor do publicly for all of Jerusalem to see. So first, God makes the baby's born. The baby ends up being sick for a week, and then God kills it, takes it right up out of here, right? And then you jump from chapter 12 to chapter 16, where Absalom, David's son, is like trying to be odious to his father, trying to puff his chest up and, try and take over. So Ahithophel is he's like the council. He's considered the holy man. Everyone would have taken his advice, right? So David used him and Absalom used him too. So they asked for his counsel, and he said, "Take your father's wives, the ones that he left back here to keep the house, and go into them. Then your hands will be strengthened against your father." Right? So they
Can I
pitched a
just say
tent.
one quick thing? Because Absalom was David's son. That was his stepmom's. So just that's he's going into his stepmom's. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, Christina.
So they pitched a tent on a rooftop, right? And Absalom went into all 10 of them before all of Israel. Do you think that was a good thing?
No, absolutely not.
Do you think that God is wrong for causing that to happen?
Causing that to happen is the defining point here. So I hear your story, and we can backtrack a little bit to answer a lot of the questions maybe some people in the chat might have. Did David sin? Did David sin? That's my question.
He sure did.
David sinned, right? Yep, David sinned. Okay. Did God cause that to happen?
No. I would say no, but if you believe in divine.
I would philosophically say yes, but that's a separate conversation.
Okay, that would be a separate conversation. Okay, so in the New Testament and in other parts of the Old Testament, is God a tempter of anyone?
Yes.
God tempts people.
Yes.
He tempts them with sin.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll put a pin in that right now.
He does it in the second chapter of the whole book.
Right. You know, the whole Isaac thing. Take your child up there and
No, I'm
off
saying
him.
in the second chapter of Genesis, he's like,
Oh,
he-
yeah.
immediately.
Hey, Cain, meet Abel. Like,
Okay.
it's a lot of stuff here.
So you brought up the tree, and that would be your standing point on that.
No, the tree. What?
Okay. Well,
I'm
he
still in
was talking
Absalom
about
frame.
God. No, I was talking about the other co-host. Okay.
No, I'm the co-host. It's the show. Okay, I'm just a guest here. Me and you.
Yep. No. Oh,
Almost the
you are.
same.
Okay.
Almost. Don't get carried away. Go ahead. Friend, what are you saying? Is he there, Jeff? Eric?
Eric, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
good.
I thought she was reaching out to you.
No.
Okay.
No.
So if you want to go to, if you just want to, because it's the whole counsel of the Word of God, right? We are talking about the whole counsel of the Word of God as He's revealed, right? Through the Holy Scriptures, the prophets, the Moses, the law, and then now through Jesus Christ, right? So we're going to deal with the whole counsel of God. Okay. James 1:13. Do you want to pull it up?
Sure. James 1:13. What are we looking for in James 1:13? And can you tell me while I'm looking this up, like how that is going to justify the fact that God
absolutely,
used raping women as okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
You said James 1:13?
Correct. James 1:13.
Okay. No one, when tempted, should say, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, and he himself tempts no one. Well, both of those things are untrue based off of the text, because in Job, right, he tells the tempter that you incited me against Job for no reason. All that means is that he was tempted by the devil and he acted on it. So he is able to be tempted. And he also
who's able to be tempted? God?
You're God, yeah. The devil definitely tempted him.
Okay.
And he went for it.
So that's actually my favorite book in the Bible. That's my favorite book in the Bible.
Job is your favorite.
It's actually the oldest book in the Bible.
Can I ask a question real quick? Sidebar, Eric. Why is that a lot of y'all's favorite book? This man getting all of his children being killed, boils and his intestines dang near falling out of his body, and his wife suffering, having to go door to door and try and make money to restart because God was playing chicken with the devil. Like, why is that your favorite book?
Okay, I'll ask a personal question here. Have you ever gone through hardship in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody could say yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been through the hardship that God is explaining that is happening to Job? Have you ever gone through that?
That particular? No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you can understand the difference between. Yeah. Okay. So, but even the loss of one is still a major loss, right?
Right.
Fair. Okay. Fair. So the dynamic that we're seeing in the book of Job is this conversation with God and Satan, formerly Lucifer, right? And God has a servant. Okay.
Hold on, I promise y'all we're gonna get back to Absalom in a second. I just had to sidebar.
We will.
All right, go ahead. All right.
In the context of Job is a righteous man. Not saying that he's perfect, because that's not the terminology that's being said.
It said he was blameless.
It says that he's a righteous man.
He was a blameless.
Exactly.
Man. Right. If he's without blame,
but that does not mean Job. Yeah. Well,
without blame is without flaw, according to according to God's law. That's what the book said.
Right. Are you familiar with the interlinear Bible? We could get into another sidebar.
We don't gotta get into that because we're already down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So the context would be to get to the Hebrew language that is written about Job. So I'm just going to leave it there. But Job was a man who was blameless in the eyes of God. Therefore, God had given him his righteousness, and he had deemed him righteous for the way that he chose to live his life. Not to say that he's without sin, but because Job was righteous before God in the sense of his relationship in honoring and revering God. He feared God.
He was so
Okay.
perfect that
And
he gave offerings on behalf of his children just in case they sinned against God, which is
right,
wild.
but
He was
all of
like
our good,
he was
yeah,
overly cautious, right?
right,
Yeah,
right,
there once was
yeah,
a man in
yeah,
in the land of Uz whose name was Job. The man was blameless and
yeah.
upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. Wow.
There you go. There it is. There it is. So
Yeah, he didn't
my
sin.
favorite verse in the entire Bible, I'm not going to outline all of them, but it's Job 28:28. Okay, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Okay, so you have
How
to
does
come
that
to
help
this
that man?
position. Well,
I'm sorry, I
well,
cut
you
you
have to
off.
read
How
the rest of
you said
Job. No,
you said
yeah,
what position do I have to come to?
it's a salvation story. Yeah,
It
it's all good.
it's really
So
here's why
it's
it's not
saying,
though, right? Here's why it's a weird story, right? Because you have God who's in heaven, and then you have the sons of God that
mm-hmm,
present themselves to him, and Satan is with them. He asked Satan,
yep,
"Hey, where you been?" Satan's like, just walking up and down the earth, just walking and shit. And he goes,
yeah,
"Have you considered my servant Job? Why you bring that man up? Job was minding his business. You brought Job into a conversation with your enemy that just so randomly happens to come to the monthly angel meetings. Whatever, I'm not buying it." So
right,
he tells him, of course no one can touch him. You got a hedge of protection around him. Of course he's happy with you, right? He goes, I bet if
right,
you
yep.
remove the hedge, he'll curse you to your face. I can get him to do it. He was like, bet, go do that then. Just don't kill him. Like,
What did God say though? What did God
just
say though?
do whatever do whatever you want. Just don't kill him.
It's within your power, but don't do what?
Touch his body.
Don't hurt him. There you go.
Oh, that
There
was
you
the
go.
first
So
time. But
he's
when
not
he
allowed
went
to
back,
touch.
when no, because when he
Yep,
went back, friend,
yep.
that's
I
how
get
the
it. I get
boils
it.
and stuff got
Yep,
on
he
his
went
body.
back.
Remember his skin was rotting off,
Yep,
and then
yeah,
God said, "Okay, you
absolutely,
can do it now." So
absolutely.
why'd you bring up the first part? If eventually he let him do it, I don't understand. The only thing he didn't do
Right.
to Job was kill him. Okay, yeah, I don't know. That
Yep,
was a weird trying to. I don't
absolutely.
know why you threw your cape on so fast, but anyway, so then that happens.
Oh,
Job is crying out to God for literally 37 chapters of this book, because you said I didn't read it, but I did. He 37 chapters he's crying out to Job. And you know what God responds to him in chapter 38? You know what he says to that man? I'm gonna paraphrase it for you.
wow.
He said, "Pussy
What did
nigga,
he say? Go ahead.
who is you talking to?"
Yep,
Like, that's exactly how he said
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
who are you? I do what I
Exactly.
want because I did what I wanted. And that was it. And then he gave him some more.
Right.
He gave him some more kids. Y'all act like he doubled for his trouble. He never got those 10 kids back. He got 10 more. That's
For
weird.
sure, for sure. But who if we look at the story and we look at the whole revelation of God, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. You know that verse, right? So who owns us? Who are we submitted to, either willfully or disobediently at the end
Who
of
the
time?
fuck is we? Like, what
Let
are you talking
hold on,
about?
hold on.
We's not.
Wait, no,
I don't want
no.
to.
I'll be honest.
I don't want to go that.
Yeah,
This is what I don't want to go that route, because the initial
yeah,
question here was, is there ever a time?
absolutely.
Like, remember, we're talking about this rape is the thing that we went back to. So who
Sure.
we're
Yeah, we
beholden
can deal with
to
it.
is irrelevant to me, right? If
Yep.
if we're going to get to a point where there's something terrible happening, right? Like, what I'm hearing from the conversation you just had with Christina is that uh uh Billy Valentine and Lewis Winthorpe should have told the Duke brothers thank you for fucking up their life in trading places. Like, they didn't say thank you, right? They went to the stock market and fucked up those two old white men's life, as they should. But it's like, hey, if somebody fucks, if I found out that I was going through all this hardship and there was somebody in behind the scenes just going boop 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 boop, we fighting, right? Like,
Yeah.
you would agree with that, right?
Depends on who the person is.
It shouldn't.
I'm not
though.
going to fight God.
It's
That's-
That's a losing battle.
It's not the
I'm
look.
not going to fight God.
If you go to godbounty.com, you'll know that it's not a losing battle. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't matter who it is, because now what you're telling me is I'm okay with depravity because God's really strong.
I'm okay with depravity.
Yeah.
Are those the words that are you saying that's what I believe? Because
No,
I'll be honest
I'm
with
hoping,
you,
I'm hoping it's not what you believe.
I'm very respectful. Okay, so if we could go further into this conversation without adding things that makes it sound like that's what I believe, because I'll be honest
look,
with you,
hold on.
I have a lot of respect for you
quick,
as a human being.
Hold on, time out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you believe. And look,
Sure.
me and Christina had a conversation before this show even went on. And I constantly tell Christina, these motherfuckers don't believe this shit, right? They're just saying it. But in reality, when you say, hey, this person's 10 children died, but I'm beholden to God, it sounds like it, right? It sounds like when you say, I'm not going to fight God because he's too strong or because he's whatever, it sounds like you're saying, hey, under normal circumstances, this some bullshit. But
Right.
when he does it, it's cool. You know what I mean?
In the context of what you just said, I will add one clause to it. It would be the clause that his 10 children had their own relationship with the Lord, whether it was good or bad. The identity that we see in the story is that they are Job's children. Okay, the identity is actually that they belong.
What the fuck difference does that?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Why they were human? They were
it's
his children.
They are very much human, and they are very much created in the image of God, 100%. I'm not going to take that away from any creation. Okay, but the fact is that in the story we objectify them as Job's children. In a sense, they are all under God's authority. Everybody, from the biblical perspective, if you have the biblical story, sound by the Spirit of God revealing it to you, because the natural man can't understand the things of God because they are spiritually appraised. So, in the sense, everybody is subjected to God in the eyes of God, not in the eyes of man, because man does not want to subject to God. And that is the sin nature that is inside of man. So, in the story,
so it was okay
we
to
have
die,
to come from.
is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, we could get back to the David story, and
look, man,
God took the child, right?
All them women in the pit, all them women in the pit putting the lotion in the basket, they're subjected to Buffalo Bill in the eyes of Buffalo Bill. Like he gonna be like, that's my subjects, and I'm gonna look at Buffalo Bill and be like, you a crazy person.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill's crazy. That's a great movie, by the way, from a secular point of view. It's good storytelling. Really good storytelling.
Yeah.
It is though. Like, I mean, they don't make movies like that anymore. Like that kept you on your seat the entire time. Anyway,
they don't make them like that anymore.
Long story short, we can get back to Absalom and David's sin and Absalom's
yeah.
sin.
So let's
yeah. Okay, so it's wrong to rape, right? God Himself says, "Do not commit adultery. Do not fornicate."
How did the women end up getting raped? How did that happen?
How did the women end up getting
raped?
How did
that come in? Yeah, how did that come into being?
By the sins of the raper, 100%.
So
you have to understand that everybody
how did
is
we
held
know?
accountable.
Hold on 1 second, Eric. How did we know
Yes,
that they
ma'am.
were going to be raped? How did we know, the reader? How did we know they were going to be raped?
So are you referring to Tamar, or are you referring to Absalom's rape?
How did we know
that
David's 10? I'm gonna ask again. How did we know that David's 10 wives were going to be raped in the text? How did we know that before it happened?
Oh no! So the story, was it written as it was happening? Was it written before it was happening? Or was
do you
it
remember that I
after
told you? Eric, do you remember what I told you in chapter 12 that Nathan came to David and told him all the shit that he had done,
Yep.
and that God was going to put his and what he was
Yep.
going to do, what
Yep.
what God had delved out as the punishment?
Yep.
What was the
Absolutely.
punishment? The punishment we're discussing is when he had his 10 wives raped, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So his 10
Right.
wives
So
were going to be
who laid out that punishment?
God
Oh,
said through
so when I
Nathan.
say so
God, no,
no
hold
no
on.
no 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 no. So when I say God
We will.
caused
We will.
this,
I'm not
it's
deflecting.
because
I'm not
God
deflecting.
gave the sentence, right? He could have had David raped.
Could have.
Right. I'm not for anybody being raped,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
punishment, David should have died, actually. He should have been stoned. That was the punishment. But you're a very objectively subjective God. He didn't follow his own law on that one. But so why was it okay that he caused these women to be raped, Eric?
Okay. Oh, so we can't say cause.
But
We
he
cannot
did.
say cause.
Who said that they were going to be raped?
We can
Why can't we say cause
once again
if he caused it?
because God is all knowing. Is if you believe in the God of the Bible, He's all knowing, right? All powerful, omnipresent, a bunch of other
He's
things that
not,
we don't
though.
know yet, right?
Christians believe that. The first
Sure,
5 books of the Bible,
Okay, yeah.
Old Testament
Okay.
never calls him
Okay.
omni
So
anything.
if God says it's going to happen, if God says it's going to happen, does that mean God did it?
He doesn't say it's going to happen.
He causes it to happen.
What does it say?
It's not descriptive, it's prescriptive.
You did it in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before all Israel. This is what the Lord says. Out of your own household, I am going to bring calamity on you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to the one who is close to you. He will sleep with your wives in broad daylight. You did it in secret, but
Absolutely.
I will do this thing in broad daylight before all Israel.
So now
Absolutely.
is it okay to give God credit for his work?
God is allowed to do whatever God wants to do. And that's just what you're going to have. You don't have to accept that. You do not have to accept that.
Beloved,
there we are. God Bounty. Look, let me tell you what GodBounty.com is, right? Like this I did 2 years ago and it's still running. I got a 50,000 gold piece bounty. So if you know where God is and you can give me his head on a silver platter, 50,000 gold pieces. I'm going to tell you something, Eric. There is never a scenario where I'm going to be cool with somebody who cool with rape. 0 scenarios. I don't care who does it. Rape is a non-starter. I know it's a non-starter for you too, Eric. You said as much at the beginning. But we got to this point, and you're like, yeah, but...
Here we go.
I don't know why.
I'm about to get into it. No, wait. Hold on. Are you offended? I'm not offended.
I'm not offended.
Okay. I'm not offended either. Okay, cool.
No, look. This has nothing to do with being offended. There's 0 to do with being offended.
Yeah.
This has to do with the fact that your morals at the beginning of this conversation said, when Christina asked you, is there ever a scenario where you're going to be cool with rape? And you said, nah.
I'm not cool with it. No, I'm not.
No,
but I'm not Absalom. I'm not Absalom. I am not Absalom.
But you are, though.
Absalom's cool with rape. No. Absalom's
friend,
cool with rape.
it's not
because
Absalom.
That's what Absalom did.
God's cool with it.
Oh.
Yahweh's cool with it. He
So
prescribed it. He took out his little RX and quill or whatever he would use, whatever he used, finger. I think how he wrote the commandments. I don't know. He would have he wrote rape them. And he handed it to Absalom.
Sure. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so who did that?
So God's okay with it.
God did it.
No. Who did it?
Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you.
Absalom after? Do you know what happened to Absalom after? I don't want to talk over you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
What happened? Okay, what happened to Absalom?
He died?
Does that matter? That matters.
Oh yeah, very much so matter.
No.
I want
to know why. Why are we talking about Absalom's bad deeds, but we're not talking? You don't want to talk about Yahweh's bad deeds. We're talking about Yahweh's
No,
bad
yeah,
deeds.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so there's this cause. Okay, so are you familiar with King Ahab? And we're going to tie this in. We're going to tie this in with the whole deceiving spirit and God. And,
before you do this, right? Because the lying spirits thing is going to be even worse. Like, let's say that Tony Soprano told Sil, his consigliere, that somebody has to die, and he sends Sil, yo, you gotta go kill this dude, and Sil goes pop pop, and goes back, hey Tony, I got him, right? And then Tony goes, aha, you murdered somebody, pop Sil. You think that's cool?
a murderer is a murderer.
Yes,
That's
but
me.
you think that?
That's just what I'm saying.
But I'm just gonna ask you again. Listen, do you think that's cool what Tony did?
Who killed the guy?
That's not an answer. So Tony
is the
Godfather.
Hold on a second.
Tony is the head of the family. Sil got to do. If Sil
Let me
don't
ask you a
do,
question.
if Sil doesn't do what Tony says, so it's gonna be bad. So when Tony Soprano say go kill this dude, that's what you gonna do, right? Like in chapter 12, when God says this is what I'm gonna do, right? And then somebody goes, hey, you got to go do this. If Absalom had said, nah, I'm not doing that, then God would have been wrong in chapter 12, right? It wouldn't have happened, right? So this is analogous. If Tony Soprano tells Sil, yo, go kill that dude, he commanded him to do it, and you don't go against the family, so you got to go do it. You think it's cool that Tony then turns around and be like, yeah, I told you, but you killed a guy, so I'm going to kill you back. You think that's cool?
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
So
that's
it is
all
cool.
I'm saying.
You don't actually.
You live by the sword,
you don't believe this, Eric.
No,
hold on a second. Impossible.
In the context of what you just described, I'm not trying to bring up family or anything unbecomingly, but do you have a child?
Nah, I got nieces and nephews.
Nieces and nephews. Do you have authority? Okay, you have children. Okay. Do you have authority over your child? Okay. If you tell your child to go do something and they don't do it, what do you do?
There's going to be consequences.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. No, hold on. They're kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are kids. Okay. And you tell them, hey, go do this, and they don't do it. You discipline them or you don't discipline them, right?
Not after the first time, no.
Do you discipline them?
I have to tell them again, then I'm taking something.
Yeah, you talk to them. Right? He's like, hey, try to, they grow up, and right, that's how they grow, Okay. But if they do it again and they betray you, right?
At what point do you want me to stone them, Eric? Because that's what I feel like we're getting to.
No,
I'm not trying to get there.
This isn't a betrayal.
I'm not trying to get there. All I'm trying to say,
Eric, what do you do when your kids do what you tell them to do?
Well, you give them a good reward.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if God told you, like if you told your kid, yo, go rob Walmart, and he comes back to you with 5 PlayStation 5s, like, I robbed Walmart, Dad. You think it's cool? Yeah. Like, he did what you told him to do. Now what?
Yeah, but I'm a bad dad then. I told my kid to go rob Walmart.
So if you tell him to go rape 9 women, what are you then?
Oh, so you're turning it back into Yahweh saying.
You see the switch just went off immediately. I need to see the inside of this circuit board.
It's okay. I understand. I understand you came into this trying to I understand that you come into this trying to argue a point, and you follow that narrative.
No. It's not a narrative. No, don't do that. That's not even fair. That's not fair. No. If you tell your son, if you tell your son to go rob, listen, hold on. If you tell your son to go rob Walmart, you just said, I'm a bad dad. You said that. This is how I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that so fast. And I agree with you. If you tell your son, yo, you a terrible father if you tell your son to go rob Walmart. I'm a black man in America. If I tell one of my nieces and nephews to go rob Walmart, I'm trying to get them killed. But if they do it successfully, I'm a bad dad. I'm a bad uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what
So this-
happened?
this
So
whole
now
narrative-
the next question is, what would it make you if you told your son to go rape 9 women?
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'll get back to it when I say this. Who speaks the words of God in the Old Testament?
It depends on when it is. Sometimes God,
Oh,
sometimes a
so
prophet,
would you
sometimes a
say that?
bush.
Okay, sometimes a bush, sometimes a prophet, which would be God, the bush, fire, eternal fire, so on, a consuming fire, whatever. Okay. Was David's counselor a prophet?
Nathan, yeah.
No. You want to
Nathan was
find
a
out his
prophet.
real name? Well, I know Nathan was a prophet. 100% Nathan was a prophet. But
All
who's
right, so what are you
David's
talking
counselor?
about?
No, that's who said this is Nathan.
Yep, that's exactly who said this. Who said this? David's counselor. Was it Nathan?
No, I said
Or was it
Nathan
David?
is verse 7 of chapter 12 says, then Nathan said to David. The rest of this
Okay.
is said by Nathan.
So, oh, you're talking about Ahithophel, the council of Ahithophel.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay.
What does that have to do with anything?
Just do a little
Because
bit.
no,
Do a little
no.
do a
I
little
don't,
research.
hold on, beloved. Hold on. Right? Because the text
Yeah.
also makes sure to tell you in verse 23, right? Now, in those days,
Sure.
the counsel that Ahithophel gave was as if one consulted the oracle of God. So all the counsel of
Sure.
Ahithophel was esteemed by both David and by Absalom. Ahithophel was appointed to them.
Correct.
But Nathan is the one that gave the message directly from God that it was going to happen, right? That was the punishment that was laid out, right? So it being carried out a few chapters later doesn't change the chain of events. It doesn't change the initial cause of this.
What I'm trying to get you to see, and we could just ask the Spirit of God to reveal it to you in this now. In Jesus'
You
name.
can. I don't know that man. I've never had a conversation with him.
It's all good.
Look, if the Spirit of God reveals God to me, I just say 50,000 gold pieces, my guy. 50,000. So did Pinkbeard, 3-time Grammy-winning singer, songwriter Pinkbeard, and so did Hanji. We each saved 50,000 gold pieces. Cause there's no, like, when I tell you with my whole chest, right? When I tell you,
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
when I tell you with my whole chest that if somebody is good with rape and pedophilia and all that shit, we are
You can't say it while I'm laughing.
moving furniture. I mean that.
I don't know where you're going with this about Ahithophel, Eric.
Yeah. Well, why? Yeah, but it's very important who says it, because God ordains people to speak for Him. They are His mouthpiece on the earth, and we
All
both
right,
agree that
cool.
Nathan
So-
said that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So he
But
ordained him to say it.
did Nathan tell Absalom to go commit this sin?
No.
Who
Don't. What are we talking about? Nathan told
We're talking
David
about-
what was going to happen. Right? He didn't tell him.
Yes.
He said it was going to be his
yes.
neighbor that did it, but
Absolutely. Absolutely.
how? Listen, beloved. The screw doesn't know that it's a part of putting the fucking table together. Okay, doesn't matter. It does not
Okay.
know. But I'm still putting the fucking table together, and I'm using whatever pieces necessary to get the table put together. Okay. So his will was going to be carried out regardless of what players he used to execute it. The punishment still had to happen, right? Because his word doesn't return to him void, right?
God said it was. God said it will happen. Yes, it will happen.
He
No,
said he was
God
going to
said
cause it
he's
to
gonna
happen.
do it.
Yeah. He said he was going to do that thing, and he said, "I did it."
Right.
Bada bing.
You know, God
Bada boom.
also causes calamity. He does cause calamity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. You know that, right? Okay.
You're not giving us
Okay.
new information. I don't know
So-
what we're doing.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's hard to I'll be honest with you. It's hard, but I still love you because I care about your soul.
Love me
And
less,
you are
please, and thank you.
Nah, listen. Okay,
okay.
but
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
get what you're saying, right? I don't like it. That it's
I don't.
weird because you don't know me, right?
I
Like
don't.
I don't love nobody I don't know. And Marcellus
It's
Wallace
all
don't
good.
like to
It's all good.
be yada yada yada. Man, the pop culture references out my mouth today is crazy. But here, look.
Pulp Fiction,
Let
right? Another
yeah.
great movie.
Let's say that you're right, or in whatever you was about to say, right?
Sure.
Is it unreasonable for me to say that I want to fight rapists and knock their block off?
Knock their block off.
In the moment of rape, that's justified. That's righteous anger. That is righteous
If
anger.
I found out that a friend of mine raped somebody 10 years ago, I want to fight him.
It's still on. I don't know what you mean. In the
Am I
moment.
am I
Yeah,
unreasonable?
Right. Yeah. You are not unreasonable because of your position in the kingdom.
I don't have
or
a position in the
a
kingdom.
sense. Exactly. Thank you for saying that.
I don't have
You
a
don't have a position.
No. But
So
I didn't
you
ask
are-
about
you
my
are-
position in the kingdom. I asked, am I
I know.
unreasonable on
I
Earth,
know.
on planet Earth, the third rock
that's
from
the
the
thing.
sun, me being Jeff from End of
Yep,
a Species,
absolutely.
just a regular
Absolutely.
black Dominican dude walking in the United
Right.
States who was born in 1980, got some friends, and I find out one of my friends 10 years ago raped somebody, and I'm like, yo, run
Yep.
my fade. Am I unreasonable for wanting to swing on somebody that did that?
In your worldview, no, you are not.
In your worldview, I'm asking you.
Correct.
I'm
In my
asking,
worldview?
in your worldview, am I unreasonable for wanting to fight somebody who rapes women?
In my worldview, because I adhere to the word of God, it says, "Vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord." So do not render evil for evil. So I personally have to take a position because my God is my God, and I have to live under His authority, not because you don't have authority, right? You are your own authority, right?
I got authority. They're right here on the screen.
Hello?
I got
Yep.
tons of authority.
Yep.
I got authority in my
There you go.
safe.
All right.
I got authority
I
in my
believe you. I
other
believe you.
safe.
You're Dominican.
I got
all
all
kinds
sorts of
of
authority. I'm
Yeah,
not
okay.
asking about
In
anything
your
except
He said
for
you're Dominican, I
let's say
believe
me and you.
Right.
Let's say me and you, like you say you love me, right? You say you love me. Let's say me and you was going out for a beer.
Ooh, what kind of beer?
Doesn't matter. Whatever your favorite thing to drink
Okay.
is, I'm buying.
All right.
You know what comes with buying the
You're
drinks,
buying.
right? Anyway,
Well, we
let's
got to
say
chat for a little
let's
bit.
say
I might have to buy the next one.
let's say me and you was going out for a beverage, right?
I don't be on camera, bro.
And I told you, hey, Eric, I just found out a friend of mine raped somebody a month ago, and I want to go over to their house and beat the shit out of them. What would you say to me?
I would counsel you in the wisdom of God.
That's fine. But
Because
what would you say to me specifically?
What would I say to you? I'd say, man, that's a really hard thing to allow into your life. And the person who did it is clearly sick and twisted and demented and obviously craving something that is very beyond what we as normal people in society would accept. And I understand where you're coming from in this world of pain. And I understand that, yeah.
I probably beat you up too. Like you first, and then I'm gonna go finish what I started. Like,
but okay, so let's do this. Let me move the arrow. Let's see where we'll go with the arrow. Should I still be friends with this person?
Should you be friends with the person who is a rapist?
Yeah.
No, that would be a poor life decision in my book. No.
So I shouldn't be friends with them. Should I deal with them in any way?
That's not a friend. That's not a friendly thing to do.
All right. So I shouldn't be. I should cut them. Like, look, I was telling Christina earlier today. I got friends I call alibi friends. Eric, I could give you a phone number right now to call, and you ask somebody. I'm in Florida. You can ask somebody in New York. Jeff said he was with you. Is he with you? And whoever's on the other side of that line will say, yes, he's on my couch. These are people I've known for 30 years, right? I don't even have to prime them.
I got boys. I'm from the streets, bro. I've not always been.
One of
not
my
always been this
boys
guy.
that I've known since 92, 95, 96 tells me, or I find out they raped a woman. I'm not friends with them no more, right? You cool with that,
Do
right?
you want to be their friend?
You don't want me to be their friend. You think
No,
it's
no.
you
Do
think
you
it's
want?
cool. I look, I wanna do worse. I want to beat them up. But you think I shouldn't beat them
You
up.
want to beat
That's
them
too
up?
rough.
Okay, yeah,
But you at
yeah.
least agree
Okay.
with me that we shouldn't be friends no more.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would because I can only speak from my perspective, right?
That's
And
what I'm
that's what
asking
you
you
asked
for, is
me.
your
You
perspective.
asked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked me for my perspective. I'd be like, hey man, this is very dark thing here, and you've betrayed, you've 100% betrayed a lot of people with this, because now you're stained. You have a stained character, and that's what the Bible calls a seared conscience. And these people with seared consciences continue down these routes, and they continue to do things that sear them more and more and more, because they no longer have that moral compass
But
inside
really
of them.
quick, I get all of that.
Yeah.
Should I be? Are you
Okay.
okay with me no longer being that person's friend?
But yeah, if that's what you want,
All right.
for sure.
And
I support you.
And you say you have kids, right?
Me? No, I don't have any kids right now.
You don't have kids.
I believe your
Do you
co-host
have
did.
any? How you said you what? 41?
I got boys. And I've got younger
Do you have
people
any
that I look
younger?
after in my
Do you have
street
any
family.
younger people that you mentor?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Dope. I knew I was gonna get you with the mentoring, because church folk. All right.
Oh,
So
now we're on the narrative again.
so
Let's get back to the narrative.
so the mentoring. All right. Cool. If one
Yeah.
of the kids that you mentor
Yeah.
heard you say, "Hey, 9 women got raped, but God could do whatever they want," right? Just that part of the conversation. And then they went up to you and they said, "Hey, man, Eric, I heard you say this and I'm feeling weird about it." Do you think you should clear that up, that you're not cool with rape? You think you owe it to them to clear that up?
So you're relating my relationship with my mentors to what Nathan said?
No, I'm saying, let's say they misunderstood what you said and they
Okay.
think you
Okay.
cool with rape. Do you think you owe it to them to clear it up?
So you're saying if my people that I mentor think that I am now cool with rape, do you think? Well, yeah, obviously, if they are in error in my understanding, because clearly I'm not cool with rape.
All right,
but
cool,
if they're
cool.
in error, I would definitely correct them. Yeah.
So then, tell me about why God shouldn't be clearing this up, because it looked like he cool with rape.
Okay. So, is there anywhere else in the Bible where God says you shouldn't rape?
I don't think it matters.
Oh, well, it kind of does matter. And once again, you're asking me from my perspective, and I'm
Yeah.
going to give you the biblical perspective of. Okay.
Sure.
So the biblical perspective of it is that God does not want you to distreat other people on earth. He says, what is it? Love your neighbor as yourself.
That's
Okay.
that's Leviticus 19:18. That's just talking about Israelites.
Sure. It's also in the New Testament. Jesus summed up the entire law with
He was
two
still
commandments.
talking to
You know.
he was
He
still
was still
talking
just
to Israelites.
quoting that.
Right.
He was still talking to
Okay, so
Israelites.
yeah, so we can see that God doesn't change. God doesn't change from the Old Testament to the New Testament, because Jesus Christ is a revealing. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Okay. So, in the context of clearing up, let's say your understanding of God saying this is going to happen, therefore God is saying I'm going to cause it to happen, right?
He said he was going to do it. You keep saying cause.
Right. Okay, so if you're familiar with prophecy, and this is kind of the stretch that I'm hearing, and I don't like it, because God says something is going to happen does not mean
But he
that
doesn't say
he
it's
is
going to
the
happen.
reason.
What does it mean when God says I'm going to do this? Matter of fact, I think it's blasphemy when God says I did this and you go somebody else did it.
God gonna get y'all.
I think that's straight up blasphemy. Like if
It
God
is.
says in the beginning I created the heavens and the earth, and I'm like, yo, actually I did that. I think that's
Right.
blasphemy.
And they would agree with you in that case. It's only when God does bad things they're like, no, that wasn't God.
Okay. So, are you good? I don't want to come off as offensive to you, and I respect you.
I never
But
get
once
offended.
again, good. That's good. That's very good, because it's a hard world out here. When God says that he's going to cause something to happen, and this is why I wanted to bring it into you, because he says that I cause calamity. Are you familiar with Pharaoh? And you're familiar with Ahab, and how the prophet came to Ahab and the king in the north and said that I'm going to cause calamity.
Mhm.
You're going to be killed. You're going to go into battle, and you're going to die, right? And what is the scenario that the Micaiah, the prophet Micaiah, says to Ahab? And Ahab is pissed. Ahab's like, I don't want to deal with Micaiah. He always says some bullshit about me, so on and so forth, right? So Micaiah is like, okay. And he's like, I'm just going to, go to battle. Yeah, go to battle. God is with you. Sure, go ahead. So that's where we tie in answer a fool according to his folly, okay? So you just let people go their own way when they're so lost in their pride. And King Ahab up north was very far away. He's pagan idol worship everywhere. But God, Micaiah comes in and says, hey, God's in his throne room. All the hosts of heaven is around his throne, and they're talking. And God says, who will go and do this thing? And they're like, a spirit comes up and says, I'll do it. And he's like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to be a deceiving spirit, and I'm going to put it in his heart that he should go do this. This is in heaven.
And what did God say?
You can read it in.
What did God say?
He said, go. He said, go.
Okay. So he gave
Absolutely.
any time a spirit does anything, they have to get permission, right? So you're still not taking God out of the seat of responsibility. I don't know why you think talking about the pawns on the board
once again
changes the responsibility.
And I hear you. I hear you. I totally hear you. And in the context of this Absalom and whatnot, Nathan said it was going to happen. God said that it's going to come about. But
That's not what God said.
Okay, what? God said he's going to do it?
God said,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Just say that?
I will.
I mean,
That's what he said.
That's what it is.
Right.
Look, Deuteronomy
Right.
4:2 just says, don't be adding shit. Like, that's what God said.
No, I get you. Well, I mean,
all right. So God said he was going to do it. We don't have to argue about it. God said he was going to do it.
Yeah, we don't have to argue.
And he did it, right?
Yeah, God said he's going to do it, right? Right. And who did it? Who did the actual raping?
God had Absalom do it.
Okay. So Absalom did it. Now, what happened to Absalom after he did it?
It does not matter, friend. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you know when the offense happened.
Who judged Absalom?
Who gives a?
I'm not trying to.
I'm trying to
maintain
the decorum.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I really
like
anything
it when
to you, Eric. I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the host. Okay.
You good?
I'm gonna maintain my calm, but just if I get a little, but you keep talking about what happened after the fact. I don't care. No one knows what happened to the evil spirit after he went and told Ahab whatever, right? No one cares about what happened to Absalom after he did the thing that God had him do. They're written off. They're written out of the script after that. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. My attention stops where the 10 women who were left to keep the house were raped as punishment for that was being carried out because God's favorite man, right, who sinned against God's law, right. And because God is so subjective and changes all the fucking time, right? Because he didn't want to punish his main man, he punished a baby and raped women in his stead to bring justice about for himself. Does that make sense to you?
Are you familiar with 2
Fuck
Samuel 12,
Absalom.
23?
I'm sorry.
Nope, not Absalom. Not Absalom. You brought up the baby. You brought up the baby. That's just
What
why I
about
had
the
to bring it
baby?
up.
Yeah. No. Why do you want to talk about everything but these women being raped, friend? Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, I am. I know. Trust me. God,
It
we
should
both
make you uncomfortable.
said that
God having women raped is
causes
punishment at all. It's crazy.
Hold on a second. Hold on. We both agree that God causes calamity. Does he not?
We're gonna talk about these women being raped, friend. That's what we're gonna discuss.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
We're gonna talk about these women
No,
being
just
raped,
hold
friend.
on a second.
I don't care if I
you
don't
know.
give a fuck if he flood the earth 8 times
I
over.
know
We're
you're
gonna
hurt.
talk
I
about
know
these
you're
women.
hurt, and
No,
God knows
no,
you're hurt.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't know the mind of God. You barely know the word of God. So what I need
We
you to
also
wrap
now
your
hurt.
mind.
Well, I'm actually laughing at this point. Like
Yeah,
this
there's
is
he can't hurt my feelings any
No,
more than the
I wasn't
candy
saying.
man can. I
I
don't
wasn't
know what
saying
to,
hurt like I'm trying to hurt you. I wasn't saying that. I'm not that guy.
I don't think
It's okay.
you're that guy. Trust me, you're that guy.
It's okay.
But the
You can
fact of
have
the
your
matter
opinion.
is,
I ain't gonna
the
take it
fact
from you.
that's fine, and you can't, right? The fact of the matter is, you're trying
Wasn't
to
trying.
skate around the fact that the God that you serve and you follow closely to be your moral standard thinks that it is okay to use women's bodies as punishment or as fodder for his vengeance against other people that he doesn't want to exact his justice on. You think it's okay for God to be the source or the cause of women being raped. Is that cool with you? That's what you're saying?
You're saying God will do whatever he wants to do.
Okay, so it's okay when God does it because he's God, you know.
In an act of judgment, yes.
No, no.
no. That's look. That's
It was
I
an
think
act of judgment. It
I
was.
think that's good enough for me
Right.
because look, the law that God set forth, the perfect law, says that if
Mhm.
you commit adultery, you should be stoned. But that's
Mhm.
not
Absolutely.
perfect. That's what he put forth, right? But you're saying
Absolutely.
in an act of judgment, fuck the law, God could do what he wants, right?
See, once again, you're putting words in my mouth. So
Well, no,
I asked you not
okay.
to do that.
Let me ask it. Let me ask the question. The law says
Thank you.
if you commit adultery, you and the person you're committing adultery with should be stoned. Correct?
That is exactly what the law says.
Okay. And so instead of that, the person who committed adultery here was David.
Correct?
All right. And in this case, is it okay to forego the law and instead transfer his punishment to 10 other people that ain't had nothing to do with it? Then he ain't never touched Bathsheba.
11, including the baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to touch on that. If you could just let me touch on that. Actually, so there's a punishment. God punished David. He did. He punished David. Okay? David lost his son. Okay? And 2 Samuel 12:23 says, I shall go to him, but he will not return to me. Someday I will go to him, but he cannot come back to me. Even if I fast and pray, I cannot bring him back. So, God took the child.
I want to add
and
context to what you just said, Eric, because the way you're saying it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
almost romanticizing it, right? So as long as the baby was sick, right? David was like fasting, hoping that God would change his mind and keep the baby alive. When they actually realized that the baby was dead, they were like, he's going to lose it. Like, he's going to be distraught. How do we tell him? When they go in and tell him, what does David do? He gets up immediately, goes, showers, oils himself up, makes himself smell good, and starts eating. And they're like, what is this? Like, and he was like, when the child was alive, I fasted and wept, for I said, who knows? The Lord might be gracious to me and the child may live. But now, he's dead. Why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? You left that part out. Why'd you leave that part out?
I didn't leave that part
Because
out.
because you
The
jumped to the
context
end of the
is,
statement and said, I shall
we
go
can,
to him,
yeah, no,
but he will not return to me.
I understand.
Like, he didn't give a shit.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I understand where you're coming from. And I'm not that guy. It's okay. It's okay. What I'm trying to tell you is, where did the child go?
Who cares? Like, it's cool to kill
Okay,
children
okay,
because they
okay,
hold on.
okay,
Is it
okay, okay.
hold
No,
on,
yeah,
real quick.
but hold on, hold.
It's cool to kill babies because they could go to heaven.
Nope, it's not cool
You're
to kill
that
babies.
guy. Told you.
So
Told you.
we're
that
back
guy.
at the start again. If God does it, it's cool to kill babies because they go to heaven.
If a child dies on this earth,
Yes.
where does it go? In my belief, what God says and what
12
God says,
12,000
because directly-
heavens. Dude, is it cool to kill babies?
No,
Like I tell all my nieces and nephews, eventually, like I fuck with them sometimes. Like, eventually you're gonna have to pay taxes, right? Get a job. They all young as hell.
sure.
You have to get a job.
Yeah.
So you saying it's better than, like, I don't like having to deal with taxes and a job. That's bullshit. So it's better for them to be dead and in heaven?
So, in the context of your question, who's killing them? If
God.
a child gets sick and dies,
Yeah, but God killed them.
Okay. The child gets sick and it dies, right? And
No,
God is
no.
all powerful, so He's like he
Facts.
allows it. Hold on a second. He
In
allows
this case,
the child
he
to die.
touched. No, he didn't allow it. He went and touched this kid. It says it. He touched
Absolutely.
the child.
Okay.
The
Made him
Lord
sick.
struck the child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. The
Mhm.
Lord struck the child. Where did the child go?
Well, I already said he went to heaven. He ain't gonna get to play Grand Theft Auto 6.
Hey, I guarantee you, buddy, heaven's a lot better than Grand Theft Auto.
Guarantee you it's not. Guarantee you it's not. But
It's
again,
my God.
we not answering Jeff's question. Look, I'm a firstborn.
Okay.
I'm very spoiled. I'm trying real hard
Sure.
to not be that man. Is it okay to
Okay.
kill children because they go to heaven?
If you're that sick in the head and you're just going around killing children, if that's the context in which the question is being proposed, then yeah, you're a pretty sick person. And
I didn't ask you that.
definitely
I
need
said,
help.
is it cool to kill kids because they go to heaven?
The context of the word "cool" is the defeating argument of your question.
Is it okay?
You can't. It's not cool.
Is it morally good? Is it like 2 thumbs up? We rocking with each other, killing babies because they go to heaven. Because that's what you're telling. Like, look, let me just lay it out real quick, right? The philosopher in me gonna come out. Our objection is that David committed a sin for which he should have been punished by being stoned. That punishment didn't happen, and instead the punishment was transferred to a baby. I think that's bullshit. Christina, you think that's bullshit?
Bullshit.
All right, so that's our objection, is that, you transferred the punishment to the baby. You're saying to me, that objection is covered by the fact the baby went to heaven. So my question is, because unless you're asking me an irrelevant question, in which case I might crash out.
Actually, my objection is, my objection would be, that's not what my objection would be.
Okay.
My objection would be actually the grace of God.
What's the grace of God in killing a baby?
The grace of God fell upon David.
I'm asking about the baby.
I know you are. And I hear you. And,
is the grace of God where, hold up. If, let's say, like, I've done some shitty things in my life. I don't think I've ever sinned before, but I've done some shitty things.
Okay.
Some things that I'd be like, yeah, I was a dick for doing that. And you're saying that grace is when you don't punish me for the shit I did, but you go up to somebody who ain't got shit to do with it. So it's like 50 Cent. Like you go to somebody who ain't got shit to do with it and you fuck them up instead.
Yeah, his ways are above our ways for sure.
That doesn't sound like that's above our ways. That sounds like below. Look, the screen says my morals and yours are better than the Bible God's. I could tell you, me, if somebody did some shit and I want to punish, I go direct to the person that did it. If, like, look, Christina's my friend. If I found out that some dude named Neil did some shit and I'm mad at him, and instead I go up to Christina and I slap her in the mouth and I'm like, yo, I gave Neil some grace, so I slapped you in the mouth. That's gonna make me look
now
crazy.
You need grace. I'll go up back.
That's gonna make me look nuts. And my wife likes
Okay,
Christina
yeah,
more
I
than she
hear-
like
I
me,
hear
so
you.
she'll
I
probably
hear you.
mess me up in my sleep.
I hear you. I hear you. Did David suffer though?
Not how he should have.
Okay.
Did
okay,
God
okay,
have David bent over
did
on
you
a
sw-
rooftop?
Hold on a second. Hold on one second, ma'am. I'm sorry
I
to
just
cut you
want to
off.
know.
I'm so sorry. You said you done some bad stuff? You did some dirt in your life, right? You swept it under the rug, kind of thing.
Nah, I ain't sweeping under the rug.
Did you?
I stand 10 toes on my shit.
All right.
I
Good,
just
good. Okay.
say, look,
Me too.
I'll just say when
But
I do something to
but
somebody, I'll just be
all
like,
I'm
yo,
saying,
I was a dick when I
did
did it, but I did that shit.
I did that shit.
Yeah. Did you receive the punishment that you deserve?
I don't think I deserve anything except for me calling myself a dick. But if anybody ever punished me,
Okay,
I'm
then you
pretty
might not
sure
have done. You might not have done
if-
that bad of stuff.
if
You might not have
anybody
done that
if
bad of
anybody ever punished me for some shit I did, I probably deserved it.
stuff. Okay.
Hey, yo,
okay.
somebody
You
kick
probably
Solid
deserve
right
it.
out the
Gotcha.
chat, please. Oh,
They want me
man.
off the chat.
No,
No. Sorry.
my brother in arms says David doing the bending.
Man, it just
Hey
wasn't
yo,
there.
but
Are you
look,
part of the? Are you
all-
part of the Black Israelite? Are you
no,
not? Are you?
I don't. They
No, you're
believe in
not?
God.
Okay.
I'm an atheist. Look, I
Holy
think.
pivot, Batman.
Oh, you're an atheist. Okay.
I think. Here's what I think. We're talking about something that's very simple, and we're trying to overcomplicate it. That's what I think. I think
Well, I
that
mean, you
in
have two
any
different
other
worldviews.
no, we don't. We don't. I think in any other scenario in life, right?
Yeah.
With regard to philosophy of religion, we probably do. But like walking in the street, we don't. Because again, I will refer you to your answer to Christina's question at the beginning of the conversation. Like, I'm
Sure.
like, hey, this is a stand-up dude. There's never a situation when rape is okay. But now I have in front of me, yeah, but God could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But there's a baby that died. Yeah, but God could do whatever he wants. So there are scenarios where
Right.
rape is okay.
Now, once again, you asked me for my opinion, not God's opinion.
Yeah, you're in your opinion.
Once again,
Mhm.
you asked for my opinion. I will never rape anybody.
Yeah, but I'm not asking if you're. I didn't ask you if you're okay with your rape. I'm asking if you're okay with somebody condoning rape. Period.
Once again, Absalom was the rapist.
Mm-hmm.
God's so scary.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Look, if I paid somebody $500 to rape somebody, you still wouldn't think I'm cool, right? I didn't rape nobody. I just paid somebody $500.
You're not cool. That's not a cool thing to do.
Okay, cool.
So why is it okay when God does it?
If I was in charge of like a gang and I instructed one of my lieutenants to go rape somebody, you still be like, yo, Jeff an ass. I didn't rape nobody, but I sent somebody to do that shit, right?
It's pretty messed up.
Yeah. Let's say I was like the president of a country and I sent my army to go mess up another country. And they went and they killed all them men in the country. Done.
Yeah.
And there's just women and children left. And then one of my generals was like, yo, the little boys, you got to get rid of them. And the older women, get rid of them. And find out any girls that's virgins. Keep them alive. But kill all the women. Right? Anybody who's been with a man.
Okay.
And now I'm the president. Right? I'm president of the country. And I find out, yo, they done killed everybody except for virgin girls. And I come up and I say, hey, make sure I get my cut. What would that make me?
Well, I mean, I would imagine that would make you the president of the United States, and you're the commander of the armies.
No, not what would you think of me?
What would I think of you?
If I found out that they killed the men, the boys, and the women, they kept the virgins alive, they're splitting them up amongst themselves as spoils of war, and I jump in and I'm like, hey, man, I want my cut, though.
Of the virgins?
Yeah.
And the boys? Yeah.
No, the boys are dead. Just the virgin girls.
Oh, the boy. Oh, okay, just the virgin girls. Got it. Okay.
That's all. That's a
And
lot.
you want to sleep you want to sleep with the virgin girls?
No,
as the
I'm just saying I want my cut.
What does that mean?
Whatever it means.
Okay.
Deliver
okay.
them to my house.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sacrifice them
Gotcha.
to me. In this case, it's probably sacrifice them to me, but whatever that means. What does that make me?
What does that mean?
What does that make? What would you think of me? What would you think of me?
What would I think of you?
Yeah, CNN shows up.
Well,
President Jeff just took his cut of a whole bunch of virgin girls, and you look at the TV and you're like, "Well, what do you say? What do you say to Jake Tapper?"
One day you'll answer to God and make your decisions wisely.
You don't. What do you think of me? Like, you think I'm cool? You think I'm bad? You think I'm powerful? You think I'm a horrible president?
No, I believe you're a sinner. Okay, I believe you're a sinner. On the context of war, it would be a cultural thing. If you're trying to tie this back into the Bible, I would say it's probably a cultural thing. Depending on people how wage war. I personally think that we shouldn't wage wars. I think that there should be peace on the earth. A very big advocate of peace.
Are you familiar with Numbers 31?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what happens in number 31, except instead of a president, is God that shows up and sees a whole bunch of dudes that sorted out women. Now, let me ask you, in the ancient Near East, how do you think they sorted out women to see if they were virgins or not? And young girls?
Well, ideally, they would probably examine
crazy.
Well, factual, yeah. 100%. I mean, you got to understand the culture in which those people lived in that day. I mean, they were circumcising people with flint knives. Like, I mean, it's not the best medical team, but there's pretty much ways that you can see if a woman is intact in those days.
Oh, so, but these are, remember, women and
How,
young girls.
Dr. Oz?
Yeah. Oh shit.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you asked the question.
No, you're just saying. You
saying.
haven't said. Say. I would like for you to say.
Once again.
13-year-old girl. We don't know if she married or not. We don't know if she gonna say no. I'm a virgin because she don't want to get killed. But how do you confirm?
Are you referring the Canaanites? Well, obviously you would.
No, this would be the Midianites. This would be the Midianites.
Oh, the Midianites. Okay.
I don't care. It was the fucking Rugrats, friend. How the fuck do you verify that they're virgins?
Yeah, how we verify?
How would I verify?
You said that there were other ways they did it.
The army in the ancient Near East, how you think they were verifying?
They would probably inspect them to see if they were virgins.
I wish I had that Donald Trump clip from the Howard Stern show. I inspect it. Listen, so okay, so now that they violated some young girls, right? Because that's what.
Whoa! We didn't say we didn't say violate. We said inspect.
And that.
Oh, yuck!
What the?
It's okay.
Are you sure,
I understand.
Jeff?
I understand your position.
Are you sure? No, you don't understand my position.
You ready, Mace?
You got him?
Oh my god!
You want me to get off the phone?
Nah, listen.
Hey,
Now, I tell you what, I like you and I want you. Now, we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Like, yo, what?
Did he say?
Did this man just tell me inspecting a 13-year-old girl is not violating her?
Was not violating them.
Right. I understand your position. I completely understand.
No, that was a question. Is that what you said? That if
No, I understand your position.
No, that wasn't a position. I'm asking you a question. I'm saying if an army that just killed a bunch of people inspects a 13-year-old girl and a bunch of them, you saying that's not violating them? Like it wouldn't be fair for me to be like, yo, you violated these girls.
In the contextual relationship, the war was waged in that time frame, 100%. I understand that it's.
Would you call it a violation?
In the context of our current life, well, yeah, we're not going around kidnapping.
I'm sorry, Jay.
Could we say they violated these 13, 14, 12, 11, 10-year-old girls? Could we just say that?
Do you want to say that? I would say
I
that
said
they're
it.
at
No, hold
war.
on. I said it, and then you raised like a flag. You were like flag on the play. I said inspected, not violated. So I'm wondering
Right.
how are we parsing that out? How is it not a violation?
Right. Okay. So it's a violation in our modern culture, right?
Okay.
It's a violation in hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
In
No, I'm with you.
a lot of people like you don't want to go out like you're not built for this, right? You don't want to go out and be like, hey, in this time frame, this is what we did, and this is how we inspected virgins. Hold on a second.
Wait.
You're not going to say,
well,
that's
just
not
clarify
right.
that. Wait. You when you say you're not built for this, like, look, I get it. If I say, yo, I'm gonna swing on this dude, and you're like, yo, no, I'm not here. I could be like, you're not built for this, and that makes sense to me.
Right.
But I just told you they looking in the groins of little girls, and you're like, you're not built for this. What did you mean by that?
What I mean by that?
Yeah.
I mean that there's probably a context that we're not fully seeing, that you're probably not fully seeing.
What
that I'm probably
context
not
are we
fully
missing
seeing.
after these men literally just
Ancient
slaughtered these girls?
war.
I
You understand?
don't
You understand
care. Like you always
ancient
talk
wars?
about you're always missing the forest for the trees, friend. Like what the fuck are we talking about? Who gives a fuck? Your God, you just got done bragging about how omniscient he was. He doesn't know that that's fucking evil. He doesn't know that that's violating them.
I'm confused. I'm so confused.
What the fuck?
I understand. I understand.
Look, I thought I was gonna say something. I thought I wasn't even saying something controversial. I was like, yeah, they got done violating these girls, and he's like, wait a minute.
Well, technically,
all they did
they
was
were being
look in.
examined.
All they did was look in their crotch. Where do
Hold
you
on
get
a second,
violation from?
Do you take if you had a child, right? And
Are they
something was wrong
fucking?
with it
Are they
down there.
doctors? Or are they soldiers?
If hold on, let him finish that question. If I had a child,
well, you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful. Okay. If you had a child, and she had an issue down there, would you have her examined?
By a doctor?
Sure. We'll call it a doctor.
We'll call it a doctor?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's happening right now?
A person knowledgeable on the the fundamental things that are sure.
Yeah.
A licensed
You want to call it a doctor?
physician?
A licensed physician.
A person who has gone to school and society
they had school back
has given them credentials. Has given them credentials, and the purpose of this inspection is that they have some sort of malaise that we are trying to fix, like that, like they're sick and I'm trying to help them, like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you want me to go along that? Yeah, we'll go along that. We'll go along the doctor. They're fully fledged doctorate, all this jazz.
I kind of feel like you're saying doctor and winking at the camera like Deadpool.
He is.
I'm saying like an actual motherfucker that went to medical school.
That. Absolutely. So let me ask you a question. What was the common medical school in the ancient world?
Probably not much. They probably had like sages.
So we can agree
this was
that it's probably not that much.
Let me tell you what wasn't the case. There was none of these girls who were like, "Hey, Dad, I feel funny down there," and they were like, "Hey, this Israelite army that just killed us. Let's have them inspect to see what's wrong, and then we'll give you some pills." That didn't happen. That's not the context. The context is I want to know. I want to know if I'm going to kill this woman or not, or if she's even a woman. And the way I'm gonna do that is according to you, I'm gonna inspect. It's not, hey, I'm gonna make sure she's healthy. No, I'm gonna see if anybody else has claimed this person as their property, and if they haven't, then they can stay alive. And if they have, I'm gonna kill them. And I think that's a violation when it's a little girl. And I think you agree with me.
Are you asking for a response?
That silence told me everything I needed to know.
Your line
I
is,
knew.
yeah,
No,
Jeff, I
I'm being
agree.
respectful. I'm being just being respectful.
So
He didn't ask what I said or what I thought.
let's use God's judgment. All right. So later in this chapter,
Sure.
God arrives, and in his infinite wisdom, he sees all these young girls that were now inspected. I say violated, tomato, right?
Sure.
And he says, make sure I get my portion.
Did he say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Portion
The
that
Lord
was given
spoke to
God
Moses,
was
saying,
a
you
burnt
and
offering.
Eleazar, sorry, what happened, Christina?
I was just letting him know that the portion that was devoted, the tribute to the Lord, that was a burnt offering. So those girls,
we sacrificed it first.
Yeah.
So the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, you and Eleazar, the priests and the heads of the ancestral houses and of the congregation, make an inventory of the plunder captured, both human and animal. Divide the plunder into two parts between the warriors who went out to battle and the congregation. From the share of the warriors who went out to battle, set aside as tribute for the Lord, one item out of every 500, whether persons, oxen, donkeys, or sheep. Remember, persons, all that's left is virgin girls.
Yep, no, it's okay.
Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar, the priest, as an offering to the Lord. We'll come back to that.
Yep.
But from the Israelites' half, you shall take one out of every 50, whether persons, oxen, donkeys, or sheep, all the animals, and give them to the Levites who perform the duties of the tabernacle of the Lord. So the Israelites' portion, you're giving some to the priests so they could work in the tabernacle. And the warriors' portion, you're giving a portion to God to burn them up, devoted to destruction.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the infinite wisdom. So now I went through all of this just to say,
yeah,
I read that and I'm like, yo, this dude good with pedophilia. And he knows that eventually what? Yeah, what? He knows I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna be like, yo, if it was me and I was in charge of this, if I was the president, I'd be like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? I leave for 2 minutes and y'all inspecting little girls? I'm gonna knock y'all all out. But mind you, do you know why the Midianites had to die? Do you know why? This is kind of ironic.
You can refresh me.
So in Numbers 25, right? The women from Moab, they enticed Israelite men, and they were like, they were doing the damn thing. And God was like, are you sleeping with women from over there? You're not supposed to do that. I'm mad at you. And so some of them got sick. Some of them got killed. And for punishment for sleeping with foreign women, you know what their punishment was? The army's punishment?
Refresh me. Go ahead.
Foreign virgins.
Okay.
Yep. You don't see it. You still don't see it, huh?
Well, I see your view. I see your view 100%. I see your view. But if you're going to believe these things in the Bible and not believe the other things in the Bible, what did the people of Israel?
I could grant you everything. I could grant you everything in the Bible. Look,
you'll grant it to me.
Look, there are priests that I know that give money to every charity known to man, right? Let's not say priests because that's emotionally charged. Oh, say politicians. Sure. They give money to every charity known to man, right?
Yeah.
They take pictures with their kids like, I love my children. And then you look under the covers and they're raping women.
Absolutely. That's horrible.
I don't care about the cool shit.
Can I give a disclaimer? Can I give one disclaimer real quick?
Sure.
My wife is looking at me and she really wants me to get off the phone. But
no worries.
I didn't want to end it like, he's trying to run away, but I honor my wife.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not a debate bro. Yeah. I don't do the runaway shit. I don't think there's a standings list on YouTube where people are like, Eric lost one. I just want you to the VOD for this, subscribe to my channel. The VOD for this is going to be available. I want you to listen back to as much of this call as possible and think to yourself, if you were somebody else listening to you saying the stuff you said, just a regular person in the street, what do you think they would think of what you said?
Oh, they probably wouldn't believe anything that I said, and they probably think that I'm crazy, and they probably think that I worship a God that's contradictory and a lot of other stuff. But then you'll have the believer that listens to me, and the believer puts.
But the believer already agrees with you.
Oh yeah, well exactly. That's the issue here, and that's what we were talking about. You asked me what I believed. That was the clause of the question in the very beginning, and we're discussing what I believe. Whether or not I'm right or wrong is to be determined by the judgment. We'll leave that up to God.
No.
I know.
Whether you're right or wrong.
I know you don't.
But real quick, whether you're right or wrong for now is just determined by society. Like, if
no.
in every instance when you're saying, "Hey, yeah, but it's cool when," you're saying something with that. That's something you're saying. Like you're making a commitment there.
I'm saying that the will of God will be executed righteously, perfectly, and without anybody. Nobody will be able to stand. Can I just leave one thing with you? And I know you might not believe me now, and I'm not going to give you the whole John 3:16 thing.
Good.
But I just want to let you and I know. Okay, well, I'm just going to let you know. Okay, there is a time coming when there's going to be a lot of suffering on the earth. Okay?
That's today. There's babies getting bombs dropped on their heads.
Yep,
There's literally little kids. The phone you talking on, a lot of the stuff was mined by little kids. Like they're suffering on the earth today.
I know.
They were suffering on the earth 100 years ago.
Yep.
They were suffering on the earth 200 years ago. Like the time ain't coming. It's been here. It's been here.
Right. I understand that. I understand, and the dark days are here, and the dark days will get darker. And I understand that you're trying. I know, honey. I know they have, and I've been through them.
Do me a favor.
I'm sorry to call you honey.
Do me a favor. Save that honey shit for your wife, okay? Thank you.
We're not doing that. That was something. That was something. That was crazy.
Yuck.
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave that there. There ain't no way. No.
Honey.
Nah.
Honey. So I said, no, that was a run. Yeah.
Nah. I'm gonna say Solid's like that's an STR. No, listen. Go talk to your go hang out with your wife. I'm not even mad. Like I swear I'm not mad.
I wonder if she listens to that. Like she listens to the conversation, you think?
You know that a lot of church people, they come in pairs and they're like, yeah, I think it too. But that's not how. Here's my question. Cause I swear to you, unless I'm off and this dude is in like the Midwest, I'm gonna call you honey tonight. No, I'm not. Unless he's like in one of these like Bible Belt, the priest just admitted to having a relationship with a 15-year-old, and we're gonna do a circle of prayer around him type places. I cannot bring myself to think that Brody believes this stuff. I can't bring myself to think it. Now, I might be naive. It might be that he does believe that he'll hear somebody be like, I was moved by the God. Like, I thought the reason that my 13-year-old daughter was saying blah, blah, blah is because I was moved by God to inspect her. And he's going to be like, well.
They wouldn't accept it for people today. People do things in the name of God all the time. Like they kill their children, they do terrible shit and in the name of God. And everyone's like, oh, that's not right. That's evil. They're pretending to be Christians. They're not real Christians. But they just mimic the God of the book.
Y'all, I'm going to say this it's laborious stuff having conversations with these cats sometimes. It's laborious intellectually, emotionally, all of that. I am going to do a little bit of what my brother Santana called a grifting. I've seen the mods put Christina's pay links several times in the chat. Christina, if you want to put your pay links in the chat, that's cool. They've also put the End of a Species pay links. I'm going to directly say that if you go to the End of a Species website and hit the support link, you'll be directly supporting our consistent move to this platform and more of this type of call-in show content. Like Christina Carroll, some of y'all just seen her today, and I've seen y'all say, yo, she dope. Show her she's dope. Show her wallet she's dope. Like,
Period.
Show her Starbucks cards that she's dope. All of that. But yeah, I'm being serious. In addition to being constantly in conversations to have more people join on the call-in show, join on podcast episodes, etc. Moving to this platform is a chore, and having these conversations is a chore. So 100% go to the pay links, show us that love, show us that wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate, I could not exist functionally and believe that people believe this shit. Like
I used to be like you. I used to have that. Like I did. I swear to God. Well, I swear to they God. I swear. I used to be like, no, they're just. But when you. You make it really hard. you know.
I'm gonna say W to Susan for the $10 on Cash App. I appreciate you, and yeah, we're moving toward this this future where we're here. Like my goal is to have everybody in the circle be on here full time. No more, so you guys could see me, Christina, Sean, Solid, all the people in our group as often as possible, giving you information and entertainment and whatnot. So again, I appreciate all of y'all's support. If you are one of the people that's been, because I was watching the lines also while dude was here. I already forgot his name, but if you want to join the show and either like, yeah, I'm pointing, I'm seeing y'all type goofy stuff. Just call in 240-896-3627. If you think that God's morals are better than yours, just hit us up with some okey doke and let us know. I don't think you will. The preaching stuff doesn't work from the chat. I want to know why it is you think that this God's morals are better than yours. Please don't, like, the what I want, actually, you know what I want is for somebody to just outright say, yeah, rape is bad, stick to that, and then move on to some other thing where they're not they're not doing rape apology yet. That's what I want.
I don't know you want to do the slavery one? You prefer this slavery?
No, look,
apology?
do you. It's on them to do what they're supposed to do. Like, me and you actually have friends on and off the app that are Christians, that if we say to them, not just Christians, we know people who are Jewish that we go up to them and like, what's this? And they're like, yo, that's some fuck shit. I don't like that. Keep it moving.
Yep.
They don't go, well,
if you squint to the side, look this way a little bit.
So I can have that conversation. I just need that.
Yeah.
I just need to know.
Yeah.
I just need that assent. that you understand, that like we see each other, like you understand and I understand that is not okay. You know, it's not okay. That's not cool. Right? Oh, see? You see that? We got our first 86 thou, people. 86 thou. And what they did to get the 86 thou. Bow. What they did to get the 525,600 minutes is they know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they know what they did. They got the full 24-hour piece. So now if you want to talk in the next 24 hours, you got to let your fingers do the walking on your phone and go beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Call the number and let us know why you think first off, let us know why you think God's morality is better than ours. But also, why you weird?
Why you weird for?
Why you weird? Don't be weird. Mentally, I'm gonna say it's gonna take me. I might listen to this back. I might listen to that parts of that call back and just be like, you know, where did this person go wrong? Like, at what point did I want to do like a what do you call it? Ooh, the screeners are switching. Like one of them John Madden joints where I'm like, over here is where he was like, well, if God does it, you see, it's
right.
cool. And then over there,
flag on the play.
he misread the blitz and said, yeah, but it's God, so he could do whatever he wants to women. Who cares?
Right. It went from bad to worse to West Side. Like, what the hell?
Like, I want that, but for real, I kind of that I think that would be a cool video. Like when if I could get like an animated thing of saying like, hey, here's the person, and then they said the thing, and we just draw on the screen. Vroop, circles, X's and O's, boop, 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 boop. I think that would be cool. But I do want to do like a postmortem. Like I almost want to, like, I hate doing this, but I almost want to psychoanalyze at what point did we decide?
Really break down the argument. You know?
Yeah, like at what point did we decide we're gonna be cool with this today? Like, at what point?
They're very scared. They're very afraid of this deity.
Ooh, did I say no? Psychoanalyze. You know what? Maybe I'll listen to it with Tiff at some point. I'll just pick groups and be like, because I know she was listening, but I want to know at what point the switch went off. There were some parts in the conversation, honestly, where you hear, yeah, that's terrible, and then you almost hear a switch in the background. But what about when God click?
Right.
Yo, listen, man. I'd love to say no, but it's actually yeah. For the rest of y'all, I'm gonna check right now how many likes we got. That's an important thing. I need to know. Oh, okay. So good. Everybody is hitting like. If you haven't hit like to the video, do that. Hit that like. Yeah, is rate bad? What's the context?
What's the context exactly?
I will say I like that you started out the conversation by getting a clear agreement that there's never a scenario where
just for them to, you know,
where it's good. It's just
for them to go
it's just clear.
and find reasons. Yeah, but it's not, because then he proceeded to try and find everything but, you know.
And not for nothing, and as I'm saying it, I'm coming to terms with the fact that this is kind of what we see in real life. It's not just a God thing. Like, we do see it where you say, hey, your boy did this, and they find every, yeah, but, you know, I think that's the same mentality that what was she wearing comes from, right?
Yes.
And Now that I'm playing little parts back, like, didn't David suffer?
Exactly. Exactly.
Didn't David suffer?
Didn't he? No.
Did he suffer? Nah. Also, who cares?
Are you sure? You sure?
Who cares? Oh, he would never do that. Yeah, look at that. People know. The thing I hope that people think about when they're doing this, when they call in, I think about it on TikTok, especially when people have their government name as their full profile.
Mm-hmm.
But when they have like a very distinct voice, social media, you never know who's listening.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know who's going to hear something and be like, hey, is that Greg? That sounds like Greg. And especially now that we have a lot of people on TikTok and on YouTube that cross post. So you might think, hey, my friend is never on TikTok. My friend is never on YouTube. If they're not on one, they're on something else. And eventually that clip circulates. And you get a clip where it's like, atheist asks Christian a question. Are you good with this? Well, God could do whatever he wants. And somebody hears that. Like that scenario I gave him, that's a real possible thing that could happen. Yeah. Where somebody just goes up to him and says, hey, I swear I forgot his name. Doesn't matter. Dude, did you say this? Because this sounds weird. You know, Solid. Nah, he say that, but I'm catching up on some of the group chats, and he's not fucking lying. Like, I said this yesterday. I said it to Chelsea yesterday that I'm going to have to take inventory on some of my group chats. Because sometimes, you ever had that happen where you didn't look at your phone for a bit and then you go back and you're like, you catch a message like, in this case, with the people that I roll with, out of context and in context is the same fucking thing. Like, there's no, ooh, that's out of context. They meant what they said,
That was it.
But then you look at your phone and you're like, what just happened? You ever had that?
Yeah, I don't read them. They know if I've been going too long, I'm just starting where I left off. I'm starting at where we at now. I don't go back because I don't want to know.
And for me, I'm like, why? What life choices did I make that landed me here right now?
Listen.
See Chelsea in the chat. Do you see what Chelsea wrote in the chat?
It's so small for me. The name of our group chat is. Yep.
This is.
I can only imagine the shit that goes down in there.
I see what you did there, but this
shit! I didn't even realize I did it. Genius.
This is where we're at. This is what I have to deal with. Yeah. Look, I know we only got one call tonight so far. I'm hoping that we get at least one more conversation in. But just on that call, do you think it's safe to assume that our morality is better than God?
Yes.
What do y'all think? You know what? Let's do a poll.
You can poll.
Tiff was asking me about a poll. Based on that last call, is Christina's morality better than God's? ? And we're just doing a quick yes, no. Do the poll. Is Christina's morality better than God's? Just based on that last call. I need to know.
First of all, Christina's a woman, so it can't be better than God's because she's a woman. See, I hate us already.
And look, we do have some chicken theists in the chat, so everybody.
What they say? Not that kind of poll. That's good. What?
Not that good. That's Tiff wrote that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's crazy. Who put that? It's so small. I can't see all the names, but I'm barely get that point.
Yo.
Oh, okay. All right. Knock it off. Knock it off.
Ayo. I really don't know how long it runs, but what we'll do is
It's okay, Susan. It's all right. I forgive you. Go in peace.
it's see, the chat is quick
See?
with it. The chat is super quick with it. Let me see if I can do a quick enticement. Sometimes what I do is I go into the Tiki-Talkie and I just do this right here. And that way people know to head to YouTube. Somebody will jump in there. No, you're good. There's no way that Christina's gonna lose this.
No.
This joint. There's no way. It's not gonna happen. Just 100%. If anybody is currently rolling in on YouTube, hit the like. If you disagree that our morals are better than God's, just call the number on the screen, 240-896-3627. If you're rolling in on TikTok, you're in the wrong place. Head to YouTube, End of a Species, and hang out with us. Hang out with us over there so you can render an argument. We're currently waiting for somebody to call in. If you had, you know what? I want to do this again, but if you had other topics that you, if you could do another topic, what would it be?
I like the why does God hate women in the text.
That's a good one.
That's always a good one.
Let's say there was a topic that was not related to
deconstruction.
Yeah, to deconstruction. Because I know you also kind of want to move into like expand, and you've been although I haven't seen you, I actually haven't seen them either, but like you've been on Ty's shit, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, I mean, listen, the LGBTQ, right? I'm a proud card carrying member of. Yeah, so that's always a good one, but it's frustrating because they just piss me off more and more and more. I like to tear down the omnis. That's always fun.
Speaking of, I'm gonna mispronounce it. It's a LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
Okay, cool. LGBTQ. Okay, cool. For homophobes, me, Solid, and Sean have a challenge. Have I told you the challenge? I think I might have told you the challenge. So the challenge for homophobes is when you talking to us, say 10 sentences without saying nothing gay. Like me, like our crew, we do the no pause game. So I could say I gobble the whole glizzy, one bite, no pause, and we good. But I don't think a homophobe should be allowed to say stuff without, like, they shouldn't be allowed to say stuff. Like this morning, I was in a live and Sean rolls in on the live while the dude that I'm debating is yelling out, "How does it feel? How does it feel?" You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to say that.
So, Harrison, we should be running up until 9 Eastern. So maybe not. Ooh, that's a good one. But like Sean called it immediately. Like, you're not I can't let that one go. You gotta fix that. You can't be saying that. And so I think if we did a topic like that, we could just open with the challenge. Like, hey, don't say nothing, and I'm gonna flag it. I'll get a pause sound for the soundboard every single time. Like, pause. Pause. I remember last year I went on my friend Hector's live, and there was a Blagga dude there. And we were talking about his support for just him being a lib, supporting conservative shit. And when he got frustrated that he was not doing good in the conversation, this dude in front of his wife, he did say his wife was in the room, called your brother Jeff. Hold on, let me. If you want to hear what he called me, I'm gonna end the live over here. You gotta hit the YouTube. He called me a smooth booty nigga, and I'm gonna tell you something. Bruce Wayne, in full armor, where it's just me and him in a room, could not get me to say that out loud, and especially in front of Tiff. You want to kill me.
What? Where did you get that from?
That's
how would you say that? Why would you call that? like you got angry, incensed, and the first thing was smooth booty nigga. My God, today. My God, today.
So what do we do with that? Harrison, if you want to know when we're going to go live next, just join the Discord. You can catch the Discord at endofaspecies.com. The link, it should be on the site there. All right, cool. So, I don't know. I think we can wait another 10 minutes and maybe end 15 minutes early if nobody calls in. We actually have 2 screeners now, so if multiple people call at the same time, we got people who can handle the calls. I do love this system. Right now, I will say the person that called in today, they weren't really like bad with like over talking or whatever, but solid, you better not. But what I will say is, by the way, you won the thing 84% to 16%. So you, in fact, have better morality than
the
gods.
16% show yourselves.
Yeah,
like
you know what?
Say it to
You're
my
right.
face.
Nah, you're right. If you voted no in that poll, except for the one person who said they did it by accident, if you voted no, you better be dialing the number and explain to me. Yeah, anybody who voted no, you better be dialing the number and telling me why you think, because that's a little bonkers.
Don't be.
It was Jovan. No, I don't be believing Jovan. Nah, he did. You know what? He might have done that on purpose. Jovan, call in. Debate Christina. Tell Christina why you think that her morals ain't better than God's. He was there when the dude was like, "How does it feel?" over and over again.
Yikes.
Crazy work. Crazy. But that, I will say, that is a good example. Like the debate this morning, Jovan was there, Solid was there, Sean was there. Sometimes we get in a debate and it's a good example of why people approach debates as a I'm going to win type thing. Where in that particular case, we were talking about race. And we were saying, we were giving this person arguments. Jovan gave the dude like 3 sources. We were going back and forth, and it was this, I'm going to say a thing, And when it gets debunked, I'm going to say, I never said that. I said this instead. And at some point you have to think, oh, that's a good question. We'll get to you in 1 second, Susan. At one point you have to think, why are you doing this? Like, clearly everybody sees that you said a thing and you're like, they see what you're doing. So why are you doing this? But Susan wanted to know, what is an omni? Do you want to go into that real quick?
So omnis are properties that are given to God. Not you won't see it in the Old Testament. They didn't have this concept that God was omni. That's a Christian thing, where God is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. So omniscient means all-knowing. Omnipotent or omnipotent is all-powerful, and omnipresent means that he's everywhere at all times, which poses a lot of issues for believers, because they don't then want to argue that the implications of that, or the fact that the text doesn't imply that at all. So
yeah, so I forget which psalm it is, but where supposedly David says, where can I go to escape? Like, if I go to, yada, yada, yada. But there's also places where the personification is like, I'm not there, so I have to go there.
I gotta go.
Right?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Genesis 18.
Yeah. And that is my new front-facing critique of the Bible. Is that if, like, take the person we talked to today. If I'm looking at a text, and I'm going to imply by what he kept saying, like, well, that's your perspective. I could see how you could see that. If I'm looking at a text and my good faith interpretation of it is this, and then somebody else looks at a text and their presumably good faith interpretation is this, is something else. And so we're both looking at this text. Then it's not written well if you can interpret it. Like poetry, sure. If there's poetry that's supposed to give you all sorts of like feelings, and I look at it and I feel love, and you look at it and you feel angry, another person feels remorse for something, for a lost love or some other whatever. Cool. But for something that you're telling me is an instruction book for life, do this, don't do this, and it's not written in a way where it's super clear, but everybody that goes up to it just says, hey, this is what it is, then it's badly written.
Yeah.
That's my critique, is that if that's the case, it's not written well. 100%. And so, with that said, the same way that I would look at, say, like a cookbook that didn't have very specific instructions. And I would say more for baking than for like cooking, because there's certain types of cooking, like Dominican cooking, you could say a pinch of this, a slab of that, and you're doing it with feeling. But baking a cake, if you put the wrong amount of baking soda, your shit is done. Right? If you use baking powder sometimes instead of baking soda, your shit is done. Like if you use the wrong ish, it's a wrap. So
yeah,
when you like, if there was a cookbook where it's like open to interpretation, we would say that's a bad cookbook.
That's a bad cookbook.
And this is supposed to be, again, an instruction booklet for life. And it doesn't do it well. So it's bad. It's not good. It's bad. And I think we should call that out, and we should treat it as bad. The same thing happens with the Quran, by the way. Like, there's passages in the Quran that say this thing, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, this says you could hit your wife. No, my interpretation. Well, if you got a different interpretation,
right,
then you're not clear. It should be written pretty clearly. And if the by the way, that was a different time doesn't survive that.
At all.
It doesn't pass the mustard because God or Allah or whoever should have known that and should have made provisions in language for it to survive that, but they didn't.
They're like, oh, well, he was dealing with the people at a certain time. They only had certain capabilities. Then he didn't impart. Why didn't he just impart wisdom into them? He knows better.
Then he owes me a book. He
knows better.
he owes us a whole book then. Like,
yeah. What the hell?
For real. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the line. We're going to start wrapping down. Actually, let me just cut the line altogether. We're not taking any more calls. But I do want, before we end, well, that sound came through. Before we end, I do want you to plug your stuff. Tell us what you got going on. Yeah, give us the rundown.
I did record another podcast episode, so that'll be up this weekend. Yes, I'll take it from here with Christina Carroll is back, baby.
That's dope.
And yeah, so just getting back into the swing of things, just trying to figure out a different way to go about it. I just can't do it in the capacity in which I was doing it before. Of course, still working on the book. I have a million and one things going on. It's always something that I'm doing. Maybe it's the Gemini in me, I don't know, but a lot of stuff. We got the book, we got the podcast, we got, my not so tiny humans. My son is 15. He's working now. He has a summer job as a camp counselor, so he does that in summer league. And my daughter is, 13 and a handful. So I'm busy, but I've been getting back into panels and stuff lately, just trying to have some conversations. But yeah, no, I enjoyed deconstruction. I think it's still a necessary conversation to have, as frustrating as it can be. I have had people come up to, approach me or message me and let me know that at least it got them to thinking. I think that's the big thing for me, right? I'm not trying to, I understand the need for some people to have something to hold on to. I'm not trying to take anybody's hope away, right? But this is a matter of really just being honest about what it is that that the text says and how that makes you feel, and then making decisions based off of facts, not fear or faith, right? So, but yeah, that's what I got going on. Just being a 40-year-old Black mother in America.
Well, you do it well. I appreciate you for joining me. As far as on my end, endofaspecies.com is where you'll find all of my stuff. Look, I'm only going to do this because we're ending the show and I don't have I've already closed out the lines. If you need teachers to interpret the Bible, it's no longer a flex to say it's the best-selling book, because that just means it failed with intent of being just available for teachers. But the teachers all disagree too. So if you were to tell me that doctors are reading a medical book and they disagree on what a tibia is, then I would say that book is fucked up. But the teachers that read the Bible also disagree. Today, there's thousands of them. They disagree. Like if I was to ask 100 teachers of Christianity, what does it take to get into heaven? They wouldn't agree.
Right.
If I ask, what is the nature of, you got Trinitarians of different stripes. You got people who are Unitarians. You got Thomists, like just within your flock, people who are teachers disagree. If there was as much disagreement in medicine as there was among the teachers of the Bible, I would say the medical book was badly written.
Mm-hmm.
See how you said Catholic? So you don't think the people in other denominations are teachers? Are you no true Scotsmaning me? like whether it's an oncologist or a general practitioner or an OBGYN, if I say, how do you take a blood pressure? They say the same thing. I don't go, hey, ask any oncologist and he'll tell you. If an oncologist disagreed with a general practitioner on blood pressure, I would flag that. And no, not all the Catholic priests agree because I've spoken with them. Some of them disagree with the Pope openly. What the hell are you talking about? On that note, again, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to have I'm going to try to go for like 3 whole streams next week on our way to doing extra stuff. But I'm going to have those conversations. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. We'll have information there. If you're not a member of the Extinction Files, go to endofaspecies.com, join the Extinction Files, and I'll see you guys next time.
Later.